I'm here. I'm gonna do my makeup. I fell asleep in it. I took puppies out socializing today. No, I just came back from doing it. I didn't have any helpers because they're busy, so I just did it myself off stream. It was good though. I learned that Yellow is turning out to be like Mommy, where she's shy of the world. And so that was really good for her. I had the employees of the pet store all hold her and they were fawning over her. So and I think it was progress because as they left, she was like hopping up and staring at them like, don't go. So I think it's good. Don't let her be a nervous puppy like princesses. Hello. Okay, let's see. I'll turn the puppy stream back on when they fix the cameras at 5. They're all just kind of messed up right now. I don't want to wake them. They're sleeping. Sleepy puppies. Big day. And I got to play with Daddy yesterday outside the fence. He kind of played with Ella a little bit. Everyone else he just kind of sniffed and kept his distance from. But he definitely likes Ella's energy, so that's good. And he wasn't annoyed by them because they're kind of advanced in their socializing. They're very good at reading body language now. So it's good. Oh my god, Ants Canada new video dropped 9 hours ago. Oh, I gotta get my sound on.
Forest floor vivarium I call Pandora, which is connected via this glass. What I'm doing here is completely legal, but scientifically difficult. This is my giant cloud rainforest floor vivarium I call Pandora, which is connected via this glass bridge to a whole other giant vivarium above, called Orchidia, simulating the rainforest's tree canopy. Together they form a tropical ecosystem involving a vast plethora of creatures, plants, and one of my personal favorites, fungi. And being the fun guy for fun guy that I am, I've been cooking up the ultimate plan. In the name of science, of course, a growing operation of epic proportions.
Epic proportions.
There's a type of mushroom that is very special. They aren't quite psychedelic mushrooms, though several magic mushrooms containing psilocybin are growing in my rainforest as well. But there's an even more valuable mushroom species that I've been privately studying for years now that has been stumping scientists forever. Meet Termitomyces, a highly prized edible mushroom that we humans have been relishing for millennia, but have not yet been able to grow agriculturally, like most other edible mushrooms.
Oh, why not?
To this day, if we want to eat these tasty, nutrient-dense, thought to be by many cultures medicinal mushrooms, we need to venture out and collect them when they sprout after a tropical rainstorm from the tops of termite mounds, hence their name. You see, the termites, belonging to the genus Macrotermes, that actively grow this fungus as a food source possess the secret sauce and ancient knowledge to successfully cultivate the underground fungus combs that give rise to the Termitomyces mushrooms. The termite workers carefully calibrate complex architectural structures within their nests in response to temperature fluctuations that create the perfect microclimates for this highly priced fungus to thrive. I collected a comb from a termite mound in my yard a couple years back, but in a container like this, without the termites to tend to it, the fungus comb died in a day. For ages, scientists have been trying to understand how to mass grow these highly valuable mushrooms in a lab.
Dang.
But we still haven't quite figured it out. For years, I've been trying to grow these special termite shrooms by cultivating colonies of the fungus-growing termites themselves in various test setups. But year after year, I failed at every attempt, with the termite colonies and the fungus combs failing to survive. I came close 2 years ago, but at a certain point the fungus died out. I was missing a secret piece of the puzzle. But this time, I felt I finally had the missing piece. I have suspicions that one can't just isolate the termites in a sterile petri dish and try to get them to grow the mushrooms. My theory now is that you need an entire ecosystem to do it. And this year, I had the perfect simulation of a tropical forest in my home. So the chances to be the first in the world to grow Termitomyces mushrooms indoors were in our favor more than ever before. Ladies and gents, prepare to be mind-blown by a biological journey into this unseen dimension of the micro world and my Termitomyces mushroom growing operation using a colony of termites and an entire rainforest ecosystem in my home to do it. Welcome to the Ants Canada Ant Channel. Please subscribe to my channel and hit the bell icon. Welcome to the AC fam. Enjoy. Fungi have been called the dark matter of terrestrial life. They seem to play critical roles throughout global ecosystems. But according to the World Agroforestry Center, we humans still know little about them. Though past fieldwork has yielded promising results, we continue to know little or even nothing about the vast majority of fungal species populating our planet, including the most mysterious of all, the Termitomyces mushroom. Our story begins here, when I spotted the most incredible sight. Wide-eyed, I marveled at the ever-elusive creatures of our rainforest, the great OG termites, whom we've only spotted a handful of times because they rarely show themselves, most especially during the day like this. This was certainly a rare occasion. These are Nasudi termes, a wood-eating species of termite that have been here since the start of this rainforest project, having been transported into here via the huge stump on which they were now constructing the most amazing tunnel. The workers were constructing this tunnel using their poop as a building material. So this tube they were building was a poop tube, a protective tunnel that once hardened would allow the colony members to travel to other areas of the stump undisturbed. There were many creatures in the rainforest that loved eating termites, so this poop tube needed to be built. But in order to do that, the workers had to be exposed for just a few hours, in which time special soldier termites with pointy guns on their heads, which can shoot out a nauseous defensive sticky fluid, stood guard among the worker lines. I was so happy to see the colony was still alive and thriving, even after 8 months since their transport here, which meant their king and queen, who also lived somewhere inside the stump, were healthy. I watched them build the tunnels over several hours. And soon, the tunnel had been completed. Now these Nasudi termes termites are not the species of termites that I needed to grow our Termitomyces mushrooms. These termites are a species that eat and nest in wood, and were smaller in size. The fungus-growing termites that I needed, known scientifically as Macrotermes gilvis, were introduced into Pandora about a month ago, when I threw in a whole bunch of queens and kings who were eager to pair up and cooperatively found new colonies underground. A ton were eaten by the tree frogs, but some managed to survive and burrow into the soil. And ever since then, I've been waiting eagerly to see signs of the first workers emerging above ground to begin the intricate fungus growing process. Little did I know, the long wait was soon about to be over, and the fun was just about to begin. But meanwhile, I had some business to attend to regarding a certain new baby I spotted last week, living in our rainforest. The new baby sunskink crawled out from a hole in the driftwood and began to wander. Until it slipped below a carpet of moss. It had been born from adult sunskinks, which used to live in the forest, but that I released back into the wild a few weeks back. Seeing this baby sunskink had confirmed my suspicions that they had been breeding, and I didn't know how many of these babies were actually living here. But it was just so cute. It measured about an inch long, such a tiny little guy, and was very active. It was hunting for little insects to feed on. Every time it disappeared below the moss carpet, I could track its whereabouts as it moved as a lump beneath the moss. Now, one thing I noticed about this little one was that its tail had been snipped. It was then that I decided to call him Snip. These skinks are capable of dropping their tails in the face of a predator attempting to catch them. So perhaps
they just
the
like, "Bye,
sunskink
tail,
already
see ya."
had an altercation with one of the resident predators in the rainforest. Now, my first instinct was to remove the little one from the rainforest and raise it in its own tank somewhere. But after some thought, I realized that keeping it inside the vivarium, where it would learn to hunt and evade predators, was essential to this sunskink's development. If I did release it into the wild one day, just like I did its parents, I had no intention of keeping it forever as my personal pet. Just another member of the rainforest that would eventually grow up to be a top predator and teach us about its place in the ecosystem. After basking on the driftwood for a while, Snip crawled and leaped away to hide somewhere below ground. But in total contrast to Snip, there was another member of the rainforest, a very controversial creature who had quite recently assumed Snip's parents' throne as top predator of our rainforest, whom I did have intentions of keeping as a pet. A tiny fly landed on Godzilla's snout, drinking its tears, which were full of valuable salts and minerals. But while the fly was feeding, I was feeding Godzilla and threw him a live roach, which he eventually took. Watching our resident baby came and eat was always so satisfying. Swallowing down an entire roach was quite the process for him, as it took several rounds of active management to work the roach into just the right position in his mouth to slide down his throat. Godzilla right now could only manage swallowing things the size of an adult roach at this age, which made me a bit nervous, seeing as now there were baby sunskinks running around the rainforest. But I later realized that if Godzilla did manage to catch them, I had to accept that this was all part of the ecosysteming. But as he continued to work with the roach, I noticed something on his face.
What is it on his face? He's so cute.
It was a scar. Do you see it?
No.
It was healing over now.
Oh.
And appeared as a slight discoloration.
Wait,
Crocodilian
where?
skin is made up of specialized scales called
I thought it was in the
osteoderms,
middle, but now I don't know.
which are bony scutes that help protect the croc from injury. But croc skin is very fast healing if it does get punctured. So where did this scar come from? I also wondered where. But the
Is
rainforest
it this?
was full of places he could acquire nicks
like
and
a lighter
scrapes
green.
from, like the sharp thorns on some of the plants, or perhaps a squabble with a crab while eating, a bite from a huntsman, or a sharp rock. Now Godzilla here was captive bred and was intended to be a pet caiman. However, instead of protecting him completely from the rainforest's dangers, he too needed to learn the ways of the rainforest, as he would eventually be moving outside to my 60-foot outdoor pond and sunken garden, where he would need to contend with similar outdoor forces. But at the same time, I needed to start socializing and taming Godzilla out at this age, like I would any other pet, because once these crocs get to their full size of about 5 feet, they become dangerous and difficult to work around if they hadn't learned through their lifetime that humans are friends. So far, the socialization process was going well, and he has now gotten to learn my face, the sound of my voice, and associate my presence with getting food. Good, Godzilla. Rest well now. Looking at his belly, it seems he has done a great job so far at catching all the food he needed from the rainforest. I began to wonder if there were baby sunskinks in there too. I also began to wonder if Godzilla was responsible for Snip's missing tail end. I guess we would find out in time. But meanwhile, little did I know, other unforeseen dangers were brewing, and a mass disaster of sorts was about to happen that I could have never predicted that would affect every terrestrial creature in Pandora. It's officially typhoon season in Southeast Asia where I live, and several of these giant rotating storms, equivalent to hurricanes, bringing wind, rain, and destruction every year, come rolling through. During such typhoons, my yard experiences some flooding, and it can rain for days and days on end. The plants and trees in my area love it, and the wildlife are adapted to dealing with such periodic flooding events. But one morning, I woke up to this. No! Off! The new irrigation system connected directly to my water pipes, coming from a well that I had recently installed since the construction of Arcadia, so I could sync their rain schedules, malfunctioned. And I learned later from a technician that the timer had broken, which caused it to rain for hours in Pandora, resulting in about 80% of the soil area submerged underwater. I suspect that the typhoon still raging outside must have caused a power outage sometime in the early morning and somehow impacted the timer of the irrigation system. Whatever the case, I could see some creatures were already underwater and drowning. Godzilla was sleeping soundly underwater during this whole fiasco, unfazed, but I completely freaked out. I quickly dug a hole down to the pebbly drainage layer and used a shop vac to suck out all the water I could. I was just afraid the roots of the plants, as well as any trapped creatures below the soil, would die. But at the same time, my biologist brain had hope that our rainforest creatures had their various ways to deal with flooding. There were ants, millions of soil creatures, and of course our Macrotermes termite royals, all raising colonies underground. It took a couple hours to suck out the water until it dropped below the drainage level line. But the big question now was, what had survived? I looked closely into the wet and muddy soils, and to my surprise, indeed, there was life. Lots and lots of life.
Well, that's good.
Isopods, ants, springtails, and mites could be seen crawling all around the surface of the soil. This was all wonderful to see. A flat-backed millipede had emerged and was crawling across the soil surface. Carpenter ants were going about their usual business, collecting food from the vine air roots. I spotted a snail that had grabbed onto one of the vine roots and was using it to climb to safety. Other snails were simply crawling up the glass, as were many other creatures like springtails, and these gross creatures. Land planaria These planarians are a type of predatory flatworm that eats small creatures. Their slimy body allowed it to stick to the glass as it crawled upwards away from the flood. You could see the creature's two little black eyes and its creepy-looking front end, which was shaped like an elongated head of a fountain pen, kept elevated from the glass, feeling its way around as it moved. Ugh. The thing
That's
gives me
disgusting.
true
Looks like a
shivers.
bean sprout. I don't
But
like
these
it.
land planarians have become a permanent fixture in our rainforest and do have their purpose in the ecosystem as predators to tiny insects. I watched it stop to think about whether it should head back down. So gross. Also emerging was this cute fellow. It was a tiny frog, just under an inch long. I hadn't seen this frog in such a long time, since it randomly appeared in our rainforest in the season finale episode of Season 1. I assumed it had been introduced by way of the plants upon construction. It was just amazing to me that creatures like this frog
The
can
frog
live
like
on the
something from
DL in our
Diablo, like a
rainforest
demonic frog.
and go completely unspotted for months. I suppose the flood had brought it out of hiding, which tends to happen with many terrestrial and burrowing frog species. It looked unhappy to be awake though, and decided to crawl into an upper pot where it knew it would be drier. Now I didn't know it at the time, but this wasn't the only surprise amphibian I'd be spotting this week. An interesting appearance or two was soon to come. Earthworms had also begun to make the climb up towards dry land, like this earthworm here, seen crawling among the dwarf ants, who lived inside the stump. Some earthworms were heading back down towards the ground to return to the soil. It was then that I spotted this particular creature making its way through the tunnels within the soil. What is that? It was whitish in color and elongated, possessing multiple appendages. To me, it looked predatory, kind of like a short centipede or something.
Like a
My guess was it
silverfish
was
or
some kind of
something. I don't know.
predatory beetle larva, perhaps. Any ideas what species this thing might be?
It's a butt plug.
It looked menacing.
Anal beads.
But I think I was most happy to see that these guys were still alive, post-flood. Our gnome ants were crawling along the surface of the soil, completely focused on collecting the plethora
Shit,
of
that's
little
gross.
edible debris and small drowned insects washed up from within the soils by the flood. I was afraid that these gnome ants might have died in the flood, seeing as these ants nest directly in the soils. But it looks to me like they totally had things under control. They're currently running a monopoly, as far as ants go, in Pandoran soils, with workers completely sweeping the surface thoroughly of anything they can eat. But for the first time, I spotted something pretty amazing. There! See it? It's a major. So I still don't know what species these gnome ants are, and they look to me like smaller fire ants. And now that I see that they're polymorphic, i.e. having these larger majors with specialized massive heads for cutting things open, they really reminded me of fire ants. Outta here, isopod, a worker barked. Looks like they had a bit of an attitude too, like fire ants. Anyone know what species these ants might be? I think it's time we give these gnome ants a name, as they've proven they could stand the test of time in our forest. Please leave your name suggestions for the gnome ants in the comments. But now that I knew the ants were okay, my next question now was, were the Macrotermes termite royals okay? I was counting on them to create colonies so I could grow my termite mushrooms in the vivarium. I suspected the termites were adapted to flooding, just like all the other creatures, and that they knew how to deal with flooding of their underground chambers.
Sure they do.
But I wasn't completely sure. But as I looked around, I noticed this. Yay! The termite royals were alive! And you know how I could tell? See that bulge in the soil? That is a signature termite mound. A baby one. And it was very close to the spot where I had watched a trio of Macrotermes termite royals dig their chamber. To me, this meant the termites had already constructed at least part of their chamber here at higher ground. See from the flood. This was awesome news. because I was ready for the next step of my shroom growing operation. The next day, when the typhoon had finally passed, Mother Nature did her great work and began to set in motion the mass welcoming of termite mushrooms. All along the streets of my area, vendors were selling loads of freshly collected termite mushrooms that had sprouted from termite mounds in the forest. I rejoiced because this only meant one thing. The first generation of Macrotermes termite workers, born from the royals of the nuptial flight several weeks back, were arriving. Mother Nature has perfectly timed the Termitomyces mushroom season with the arrival of the workers because the propagation process is truly a natural wonder. So get this. What happens is once the termite royals create their underground chambers, they raise the first termite workers completely off a self-made nutritious soup regurgitated by the kings and queens that raised them. And when the workers reach the adult stage, they are ready to burrow outside of the nest for the first time to forage for something very important to the survival of the colony. They must collect and eat decaying leaves and wood fibers that contain spores from the Termitomyces mushrooms. And due to nature's perfect timing, this key termite foraging period is also when the mushrooms sprout, triggered by the thunderstorms of rainy season. So once the mushrooms sprout, they release the spores that are carried by winds to cover vast areas where they land on wood and leaf debris. The termites eat this debris, and inside their guts, special microbes and enzymes take over, and the resulting poop is laid out in a cool structure on which sprouts the beginning of the fungus. And so I was giddy and bought a ton of the Termitomyces mushrooms from the vendors. I've laid out some of them here. You can see that there are two species of Termitomyces shrooms, a larger and a smaller species. There are several possible species that can grow from a termite nest, but within the nest, multiple species of the Termitomyces can start to grow, but they eventually start to compete with each other until one becomes the dominant species raised by the given termite colony. I made sure to buy two species and began to lay them out along the forest floor of Pandora. Godzilla was watching curiously from the mossy hill. What on earth is he doing? He thought. Some shrooms I left hanging onto plants. Based on last year's experimental trials, I learned that these shrooms should be releasing their spores within a few hours. I went up to Arcadia and collected leaf litter and debris and mixed them all in with the shrooms.
Yeah, this guy is dedicated to his fucking termites.
For good
bro.
measure,
Most people trying to get
I
rid of
also went
termites.
out and collected a ton of leaf litter
crazy.
and scattered it along the forest floor. They probably
The
may
fuck
have
you
already
doing,
contained
bro?
the spores from outside termite mushrooms, but I placed a bunch of shrooms on top of them to make sure a ton more spores would cover them. I also placed some of the shrooms into caverns of the driftwood, so spores would also fall into their outer fibers. And then, all was complete. Soon these mushrooms would release their spores to cover all this decaying plant material and wood, awaiting for the first termite workers to come along and eat the debris to start the fungus combs within their nests. What's incredible is that the fungus and the termites have a symbiotic relationship where one cannot live without the other in nature, and their life cycles are completely dependent on each other's success. I didn't know how long it would be before we could spot the foraging Macrotermes termites above ground, looking to eat the spore-laden debris. But regardless, I was prepared to succeed this year in growing these mushrooms. Little did I know, I would soon
Can
be
you get high off of
celebrating
them?
on our mushroom growing journey.
Question, not that.
The mists blew through the lands,
curious too.
bringing a wave of humidity to the rainforest. This was awesome, as it would stimulate the mushrooms to release their spores even quicker. There was always something so mystical about the mists that blew through the rainforest, twice within a 24-hour period, and it was ultra relaxing to watch. The mist was also rising up through the glass bridge to bring humidity to Arcadia above. I find when the mists arrive, certain creatures come out of hiding to enjoy the humidified air. Spiders, particularly huntsmen, come out of hiding. Here's a juvenile, and back there is another. Here's another. Its abdomen was tickled by the webbing from another tiny spider there. Hi there, oh teenage huntsman. I also spotted another tiny spider close to it. The spiders seem to be having a party. This tiny spider had captured a dwarf ant elate. I watched as the huntsman teenager began cleaning its legs. It then proceeded to clean its genitalia. Then more leg cleaning. All creatures of the rainforest need to be diligent at keeping as clean as possible, because in such a hot and humid environment, it's easy for bacterial or fungal infection to completely take over. Cleanliness is a sine qua non for Pandoran living. Speaking of fungus and the creatures of Pandora, I already started to notice the animals emerging to take advantage of the new shroom buffet available to them. The gnome ants excitedly rushed back to their nest, carrying pieces they had picked off the shrooms. How I loved watching their trails snake through the lands on a major collection operation. The ants particularly loved the gills, where the spores come from. It comes to show you how tasty these mushrooms are, that they're loved by humans, the termites, and ants. Eventually, the rains came, followed by the winds, which would help further distribute the spores. And lo and behold, I was about to make the coolest discovery by night. Night fell in Pandora, and the rainforest's night creatures had come out to play. The roaches were now taking their turn at munching down on the shrooms. The gnome ants were still active as ever, collecting bits of shrooms to store in their nest to feed on. And as I looked closer at the shrooms, I rejoiced when I saw the awesome white powder coating the leaf litter below the gill.
Sorry, I need your help with these colors. So this is what I was thinking, like antique gold color for the dog, golden retriever. Brown paw print, because, you know, paws be muddy. And black walkie sign. My stand, let me show you what the stand looks like. That I got for the leashes, the little rack, is brown and black. Let me get a picture of that too so we can visualize. That's the image. Okay. So this is like what the, let me get rid of this part. This is what the stand looks like. Canvas size, height. Let's see. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So like that, roughly, above it. I don't know if the black, you think the black letters look best, or if I should do like something that pops, like blue. Or should I just keep the black? Because it's going to be against the white wall of my studio. Let me see if I can get the... Oh, I'm not doing white letters, it's a white wall. Let me see the paint options they have. You can see their blue is like not like a tealish blue. It's like a dark blue. So I don't know if that would look worse. You know. You like it how it is? Okay. Also like a copper. Like a bronze. Just keep it how it is. I might just keep it how it is. I think it looks cohesive. The pops of color will be the leashes, I guess. Alright. I'll give them the okay then. Thank you. I want the paw to be a different color. I don't. I like brown. It's like a muddy paw print. And then it goes with the brown wood. See, brown wood. Mm-hmm. Okay. If I want to, I can also like make it look like a wood grain texture when I get it with like some like a sponge and black paint to match the wood even more. Okay. I like it. I might paint her nose too, like black in the eyes or something when I get it, but I like it. Okay, that's all I need. Thank you. I'm gonna order it now.
See it? The spores were now releasing from the mushrooms. The plan was working. Yay! You know, I find that when caring for nature, there are often certain moments where I'm just left in sheer awe at watching Mother Nature just do her thing. And to think that something as simple as some spores spilling out of a mushroom cap, which to most people would be the most boring event in the universe, to us, who understand how critical such an event is for both the Termitomyces mushroom species and the termites that have been farming them for millions of years, is truly just a miracle to witness. And it was exciting to know that somewhere below the soils of Pandora were chambers full of termite workers waiting to burst forth up to the surface to eat the spore-covered debris so they could start building their fungus combs made from their poop. I couldn't wait for the day this would happen.
Made from their poop.
But guys, you won't believe what I saw the next morning. By morning, I spotted some isopods of various colors, just devouring some of the new debris and leaf litter. Isopods are some of the forest's most efficient detritivores, breaking down organic material back into the soils. I wondered though, what if the isopods were so thorough that they consumed all the debris and leaf litter, which was supposed to be fuel for the termites' fungal gardens? I began to wonder if the spores could survive passing through the digestive systems of detritivores like isopods, Maybe the spores somehow benefit from passing through the digestive systems of certain detritivores, where it can be digested by the termites afterward. My previous attempts to get termitomyces growing failed, and it could be that I was missing certain players in the process. It was something worth researching, since there is still so much we don't know about the termitomyces process. Most of the mushrooms had been reduced to circles of slime in the leaf litter all around the forest floor. It didn't take very long for these mushrooms to decay and become food to other creatures. But as I began to scan the soils for mushroom remains, what I spotted next was the best sight I could possibly behold. Termites. What? No way! Yes way! Huge, healthy termite workers, foraging for you-know-what, the good stuff. Spore-flavored detritus, which was all ready for the termites to consume. These workers now had to do their best to select the right decaying plant material to eat. I don't know if they could smell which material had spores on them, but to be honest, I'm sure the tiny invisible spores had covered all exposed surfaces of the vivarium by now, that no matter what they ate, they'd be ingesting it. It was totally insane to watch this termite worker foraging above ground during the day, despite predators like Snip lurking around. It was hyper-focused on one important job right now, a job that would mean survival for its colony. And of course I cheered the termites on, because one day, if all goes well, and the termites succeed at getting their fungus combs growing underground, and hopefully, unlike my past year's attempts, manage to keep the fungus combs alive, using resources and conditions of our rainforest, we'll one day be spotting a huge termite mound growing in Pandora.
I wonder if you would like raise kids in this way, like on purpose, add in stress factors just to like see how they cope, like an experiment.
And maybe, just maybe, at the next rainy season, termitomyces mushrooms would be sprouting in Pandora, and we would have therefore achieved something truly huge. And in my mind, eating that first termitomyces mushroom we grew indoors, I mean,
hide their toys to see
the
like
termites grew
how
indoors,
badly they like
would be
seek
the
them out.
ultimate
How do
shroom
they
trip
cope without their
of a
favorite blanket?
lifetime.
Do they start fighting over it if we take away one of their toys?
Besides
what
mushrooms
people do now,
and
they have multiple
termites,
kids. Yeah, but
I
like
was
not
surprised to
intentionally.
discover
Right?
that the typhoon that
For
had
the
passed
sake of science.
had caused other life forms to wake up from their long underground slumbers. In my home, I have several houseplants, all of which came from outdoor nurseries. And just like in Pandora, I began to spot some totally amazing creatures that were introduced into my home by way of the plants that I just couldn't wait to add into our rainforest. AC family, I'm pleased to present to you
Beyonce.
Beyonce and Jay-Z.
They're cute. Look at them. Hey.
Vote in my community tab to affect this story.
He's crazy. Watch all those. They're just not showing up.
This? What I'm doing?
Yeah, the Jay-Z guy looks but well that's often that the males of species are more vibrant and colorful. So they can attract a mate. You know, it happens a lot. More flashy. love
In
excellent.
Aztec mythology, the legend of the 5 suns is the creation myth of our world. The dawning of the 5th sun brought about the era in which humans were created, and is the era in which we currently live. According to the myth, this sun was created by the god.
Hold on, biggest salamander. The fuck is this?
All right, coming up. All right, guys, I'm going in. Whoa. There's the head, there's the head. Look at it, it's the size of a cantaloupe.
The giant salamander is considered a special national monument by the Japanese government, and for centuries, it has lurked in the shadows of myth and lore. Ranking as the second largest salamander species in the world, they can grow to lengths of nearly 5 feet, classifying them as monstrous in the world of amphibians. The Brave Wilderness team and I had the incredible honor of working alongside renowned salamander expert Dr. Sumio Okada, and we traveled deep into the wilds of the Tottori Prefecture to find and collect biometric data on these elusive river dragons.
Right, come right here. Right here, we got one. Wow, look at that. Have you ever seen an amphibian of that size?
Due to their vulnerable status and strict licensing, only Okada-sensei was allowed to catch and handle the wild specimens. Yet when it comes to giants in captivity, the regulations are a bit more flexible. Today we are visiting the Hanzaki Research Institute of Japan. For over a decade, their mission has been to research and help to ensure the survival of the Japanese giant salamander. In the field, I did my best to learn all I could from Okada-sensei. My diligence toward being a good student in the art of giant salamander research ultimately earned my teacher's trust, and I was given the invitation to assist in the yearly data collection for the Institute's oldest, largest, and most cherished salamander, the great Osanchiro.
All right, so Okada-sensei said, wait right here. He's going up there into the enclosure to check on the salamander. Now, this is one of the largest Japanese giant salamanders ever found that is currently on record. He tells me it is absolutely enormous. It's going to dwarf anything that we saw in the field. I'm super excited. I can barely contain myself right now because I'm going to be able to get hands-on with this animal to help with the measurements. So the role is going to sort of be reversed here. I'm going to be collecting the measurements. Okada-sensei is going to be writing them down. Are you guys ready for this? We're going to see one of the largest Japanese giant salamanders ever seen.
Let's do it.
Let's go. Oh no, he's supposed to wait right here. I'm like jumping out of my skin right now.
Ooh.
All right, ready?
Good.
All right,
We're ready.
let's do it.
Let's do it, guys.
Oh man.
You guys nervous?
I don't know, I'm excited.
Following in the footsteps of my teacher, we ascended a flight of stairs and entered the paddock of this ancient creature. Its fenced and fortified containment area
See if
wasn't
Jake's still
necessarily
coming.
designed to keep the salamander in, but instead was designed to keep any potential predators out.
Now, Okada-sensei has quarantined the biggest one down in one enclosure for us so it's easier to find, easier for us to catch and collect the biometric data. So it's in this one.
You see it?
Oh, right there, look at that. Look, that's its nose sticking out. Whoa. Hold on. Get a shot, get a shot. That is a giant salamander. All right, so what we're gonna do is actually enter into the enclosure. We'll peel back these boards, gently get the salamander out into the open water. We're gonna have to get it into a net and then up here to collect the biometric data, but we'll spend a couple minutes there inside the enclosure to sort of look at some of its features and just be in awe of what this creature is. Come around like this. Ooh.
Trying to take all
I'll
that weight.
let you go in first. I'm gonna leave my pack up here, guys.
All right.
All right, guys, I'm going in.
Okay, careful.
Getting into the water. Woo, that is cold. That is some cold water. All right, here, hand me your camera.
Oh boy. Here you go, Mario.
Before we get the salamander out of there, let me see if I can get a shot of it with the GoPro. Just hunker down here. So it's right under here, right? Here. Okay.
Ew.
Let's try to move really, really slowly so that we don't
This shit
muddy
looks
the
like
water.
a sewer.
We want to try to keep it as clear as possible. I'm gonna have to just go, sort of just go blind on this here. And hopefully the
Ew.
camera is picking
That
up
water looks
the
disgusting.
salamander. You can see there's
Definitely moving backwards. More of the tail's coming out the back.
a lot of debris. in there.
Radiation.
Oh, I see it. You're right. It is starting to come out the back.
It's the only explanation.
Well, maybe we're getting a shot. Tough to tell.
Oh man, it's big.
There it is. It's right there.
It's actually backing out the whole thing.
Oh my goodness, it is
Godzilla
huge.
spawn.
That is just its tail. Its tail is like the size of a canoe paddle. This is the largest amphibian I have ever seen in my life.
I think they're the most
It's time to
eatable
reveal
pools.
the beast.
Probably
You
true.
ready? I do. You do the rocks?
At least cleaner
I'll
than
get the board.
Miskif's pool.
Okay. Guys, this is something that is done once a year, removing the
Cool.
salamander from the breeding paddock to collect its biometric data. This is a very special day, an incredible honor for all of us to be a part of this process. This is it.
Are you ready?
This is it, yeah. Try to not disturb this silt.
You don't spend too much time in there, you'll start growing extra limbs, you're right.
Are
Like the
you
salamanders
kidding?
do.
Look at the size of that thing. There's the head, there's the head. Look at it, it's the size of a cantaloupe.
That's what she said.
My goodness, that is a monstrous salamander.
Dang.
So much bigger than I thought. Oh, wait, there's two.
That
Yeah,
shit
there's
looks like a
smaller one in
manatee
here.
almost. It's crazy
All in
looking.
here. There's another one over here, but that is the big guy. Okada Sensei, so what's the best plan from here? Is it okay for me to go in and bring the salamander around to this side?
Just looks like a dinosaur.
Yeah, and catch. Okay. Got it, thank you. Now here's a question. Before we get it in the net, can you bring it up here and can I slightly lift it to reveal it for the camera?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Before we put it in the net, because once it's in the net, it'll be really hard to see.
Like, you know what it reminds me of? It gives me flashbacks to Land Before Time, the first one. When that thing came out of the water, so I don't get to it.
Beneath the same sonnet, long before you.
Where is it? There's like a blue one that comes out of the water at some point. Maybe I passed it. I think it was the first one. Maybe not. I'm crazy. Maybe it wasn't the first one. Now I feel like I'm tripping. Where was it? Maybe it was a different one. It must have been a different one. I don't know which movie it was. Shit. It was one of them. It was like a blue dinosaur that crawls out of the water. It looks kind of like a salamander. Anyways.
I'm gonna actually move this smaller one into the next tube here. Come here, buddy. Oh, it is so unique feeling. There you go. You go in here. Oh, wow. This is the first contact I have made with one of these salamanders. It is incredible. Come on, big guy. There we go.
I thought it was the first one too, but now I don't know.
It slowly comes him down through here.
Cool.
There we go. Wow, look at that. An absolute giant. What an ancient creature. A living fossil. This animal is well
After he
over
hatches?
100 years of
Okay.
age.
Well, whatever.
Look at how cool that thing is. Can you believe that? Look at it. Oh, he's so slimy. Impossible to hold on to. That's why we have to use a dip net to actually get it out of here. Not only is it strong, but it's also incredibly slippery. All right, so we're gonna gently,
Slippery
there we go.
salamander.
Slide down into that net. Okay, the salamander is safely inside of the dip net. So I'm gonna go up and
Just
Okada
go with
Sensei is
hands,
gonna pass
exactly.
the giant
You
up
get
to
it,
me.
you get it.
Oh, heavy. Got it?
Precisely.
Are you okay? Yep. Whoa. Got him. Yep, good. Whoa. It is strong. It is heavy. Wow. All right, that is me cradling a Japanese giant salamander. Tail first. Head first. Okay, so that this end opens up.
Yeah.
Okay. Set it in here. There we go. Okay. I do have to be careful that I'm not bitten. They do have extremely sharp teeth, and this is a very large animal. So I have to gently get this opened up, and then he will slide out this end. Now, here we go. Look at that.
Whoa.
Look at that giant. Hi, buddy. Okay. Wow. Okay, get my hand underneath the jaw. There we go. Okay, I'm gonna gently slide it down here, Okada Sensei, so we can fully reveal the salamander. There we go. So slippery. The layer of mucus that coats their bodies it's just like, you see that? It's like snot. Now we want to put as little stress on the creature as possible. We're going to quickly collect the biometric data, get a couple of cool shots, and then release it right back into the enclosure. But let's just take 1 second to admire the design of this animal's body.
He looks
Look
crazy,
at how
like
wide
a
it is.
poop.
Look at the head.
It's like a big poop.
And you know what? I'm looking, I can't even see the eyes. The eyes
Mander.
are right up front here. They have such teeny tiny little eyes. Get a little water out of there. Oh, that's good. Yes.
Wow. Its head is bigger than your head.
It is. I feel like my entire head could fit inside of its mouth, but that's not a place that you want to find yourself. Look at the tail. Enormous. Absolutely enormous. So much power in this animal, and when I was cradling it as it came up out of the enclosure, you could feel
You're gonna
just
tell me he
how
doesn't like
strong
poop two-hand?
It truly was.
Shit
Okay,
does.
so the first thing we're gonna end up getting is the total length of the animal. Okay. Oh, you hear that noise that it's making?
Yeah,
It's
it's
like a grumbling. Shh. Oh, he's gonna push that rock. Push those rocks down. Okay. Okay, cool. We've kind of got him in a good position to get the total length here. Right there? Okay. We're just gonna go
Well,
with this here.
Sorry if the past 2 months I've been picking up poop by the hand every day and it's on my mind, okay? I literally have 10 little puppos pooping.
Are at
All right.
49 and a half.
I'm just covered in
49
shit
and
at
a
this
half is what it
point.
appears. In centimeters, that
My house is a shithole right now.
126 centimeters. Wow, that is a giant. Okay, so we're not going to do the snout to vent length. It's too much to put this animal on its back to get that measurement. So the next thing we're going to do is get the head width and
I
also
see poop everywhere
the
in
tail
my
height,
sleep. I
and
close my
finally
eyes.
its body weight. We've
On
got some
TV.
rain rolling in, so we're going to have to do
My
this quickly,
food starts
guys.
to look like
All right, I'm going to
shit.
get the tail height first. I want to do that at the highest point.
Everywhere
if
I go, I
possible.
see poop.
It
Poop
is
On
right
toys,
at 14.
on the grass, on the
14
ground,
centimeters?
on the dogs,
21.
on my face,
21.
in my eye.
21.
I got pink eye.
All right, head width 21 centimeters.
All around me are
Absolutely
poopy
dwarfs the giant that we
faces.
caught in the field. All right, so the next thing to do, body weight. Body weight.
Potty
Okay, so how do we get the body weight?
faces.
You have to put it in container. Okay, put it inside the blue container and then put that on top of this. Okay, great. So we're putting a little bit of water inside of the container just to keep the salamander hydrated. You don't want its skin to stick to the basin. All right, so we're saying that the weight of the container with the water is 16 kilograms. We will put the salamander inside and then subtract that weight from 16.
Coyote, lie down next to it real quick.
Yeah, it's almost impossible to comprehend how big this thing is. You're right, unless we get something like a human next to it for scale.
That's
Look
crazy.
at that.
Nope. How tall are you though? Like 5 foot or 6 foot? Like which one?
All right, now we have to do this quickly and very gently because
Nope.
it's very, very slippery. So, see, as little chance for error as possible.
here, big guy.
First.
Yep. Okay, there you go. Real gentle. All right. Oh, man. So big. Look at that. For the main episode the other night when we were in the field, we had a small container. This is as big as it gets. So why is this giant salamander in captivity? Great question. Many years ago, during the building of a bridge system, its home was destroyed, and the animal was accidentally injured by a piece of heavy machinery. The construction team quickly realized what they had found, and immediately alerted the Hanzaki Institute. The good news is that the salamander survived. The bad news is that its home was destroyed, and as a displaced animal of this size and stature, it was decided that the great Osanshiro should be kept in captivity. So that just goes to show you guys that even if an animal like this loses an appendage, something like its foot or its toes, it still has the ability to survive against all odds. I mean, this is considered a national treasure right here. When you look at an animal like this and you think to yourself, wow, this has been on the planet longer than most of us, it is certainly something that needs to be preserved.
How long do they live?
To be cherished and
Didn't
honored.
say.
And it's really cool that this salamander is now a part of the breeding program here at the Hanzaki Institute. All right, you guys ready to get the weight?
Yep, let's get the weight.
Okay, so hands off of the container. We've got it perfectly balanced. Salamander on the scale, and we are at just about 30 kilograms. Remember, we need to take 16 away from that, so 14 kilograms is the weight of this amphibian, an absolute giant. Cannot believe it. Never thought that I would see a salamander of this size.
Man,
So cool.
all right. Cool. Do we want to look at some of its interesting characteristics?
Sure, yeah, let's take
Like,
it
how
back
old
down
is
off of
this
the
big
scale.
guy?
We've only got a couple more minutes with it, and then we got to get it back into its enclosure. All right, guys, now the last thing we need to do is sort of just examine the salamander's features, make sure its feet and all the aspects of its body are in really good shape. So the first thing we're gonna look at are the 4 feet here, the hands, look at that, look at how big that hand is. Now, these salamanders have 4 toes on the front feet, and on the back feet, they have 5 toes, check that out. And those digits are about as big in width as my fingers, look at that. Holding hands with a Japanese giant salamander. Salamander is incredibly healthy. When you get down to here, you'll notice all of the muscle in this tail. It is just a solid mass of power. Look at that. A large rudder that helps this animal move through the environment and also
I wonder
to
what it'd be like
quickly
if you
maneuver
washed
itself
it
if it needs to
completely.
escape
Like,
from a
like I'm
predator.
sure that
Now
water
look
is
at these flaps
nasty.
of skin that run along the sides
If you
of the
gave it
body.
a bath,
They're actually able to
closed it
absorb
off, soaked
oxygen
it down,
through
or
those
what
flaps,
it
which
like?
helps them to breathe underwater. As we know, they also have lungs. Actually, it was just blowing some bubbles up front there.
would you get to, like
So
see
this
the
animal breathes
coloration
through its
more?
skin.
It can. They, of
See,
course,
that one's
they
more
have
speckledy
lungs. They
looking.
do come to the surface to get a big gulp of air, but they can stay submerged for hours at a time, especially when the males are defending the den. As we know, the males
Oh,
are
yeah,
oftentimes
the
called
mucus
den
that
masters.
breathes,
They
true.
protect the eggs. They protect the larvae.
So Coyote, what does it feel like?
Like a big, wet, muscular slinky. Go ahead, Mark. Reach down in there. Get some water on your hands first. And just give it a little pet. Feel the skin. Very dense, right?
Oh wow. A lot different than actually I imagined it being a lot slimier. It's not that slimy.
Yeah, no, but they do secrete more mucus if they're feeling stressed. So it's really good. You can see the animal's completely calm at this point. Just keeping it in a little bit of water helps keep it hydrated. All right, well, I think we have collected all the necessary data, which means it is time for us to safely get this salamander back into its enclosure. All right. That never gets any easier.
Salamander coming in.
Got it.
Good, good, good.
Okay. This. All right.
Perfect.
All right, got him.
There he is.
All right. Oh, he's so slippery. Okay, you ready?
Yep.
Okay. All right, here he goes. Wow. That was cool.
Okada Sensei, thank you so much for giving us the chance to get up close with this national treasure. What an incredible day for the Brave Wilderness crew and a true honor to work with this salamander here in Japan. I'm Coyote Peterson. Be brave, stay wild. We'll see you on the next adventure.
Nice. High five.
All right, I'm getting out of this cold water.
Working alongside Okada Sensei in the field and getting hands-on with Japanese giant salamanders while visiting the Hanzaki Institute was one of the most meaningful experiences the Brave Wilderness team and I have ever had. Approximately 41% of the world's amphibian species are threatened, and giant salamanders are no exception. The significance this animal holds in Japanese culture cannot be matched, and it was a true honor that we as visitors to this sacred land were entrusted with telling these stories. Conservation efforts for the giant salamander are imperative for its survival, and if you would like to help, make sure to visit bushidojapan.com to ensure that there is a future for these majestic animals. If you missed our thrilling adventure into the mysterious world of giant salamanders, make sure to go back and watch, as we got this slippery amphibian up close for the cameras. And don't forget, subscribe and click the notification bell so you can join me and the crew on our next wild adventure.
And what's very distinct about this salamander as compared to the hellbender is look at all these fleshy little nodules on the head. We didn't see that with the hellbender.
What's a hellbender?
All right, watch your footing. This is really slippery. Oh, cool. Check this out. We got a little cove. This could be a perfect spot to find creatures. Come on up.
Ooh, slippery.
You good? Yeah, watch your footing.
Oh, thank you.
All right, just going down in the... Oh, there's an eel.
Nice.
No, it's a sea snake.
Where?
Right there, right there, right there. Yeah. Got it. Look at that.
A
There's
sea
no question
snake.
about it. This is the most lethal snake species I have
Oh,
ever
it's
handled.
yellow. I would expect it to blend in more to the water. Coolest. Ugh.
As the tide recedes on the Pacific edge of Costa Rica, our journey beyond the tide begins. Climbing over the washed-up skeletons of trees, my feet hit the water and splashed through the shallow remains of the ocean. My eyes keenly locked into every shadowy pool, and my mind racing with excitement at the thought of the creatures I may stumble upon. You never know what you will find in a tide pool, and that is what makes them a mystery. Today we're exploring Mogo's Beach, located on the Gulf of Dulce on the Osa Peninsula. Okay, we have now landed on Mogo's Beach. Let's head up the shoreline here and see what sort of cool creatures we can find. This remote location can only be reached by boat and is very rarely explored by humans. However, we have been given special permission to walk its shoreline where we will search for tide pool residents.
Coyote, so you want to tell us what's going on with this net?
Yeah, I guess you guys aren't used to seeing me work with a net. That's because in an ocean tide pool, you never know what you're going to come across. And some of these little creatures could be poisonous or venomous. And if you have to catch something really quick, it's easier to scoop it up with a net, get it in a controlled situation to analyze it, determine what it is before you actually get hands-on. Worst thing that you can possibly do is get bitten or stung by something that can kill you. The crystal clear waters were swimming with fish, and the surrounding rocks were crawling with hermit crabs. Right away we were seeing all sorts of creatures, including a baby pufferfish. Look at that, I've just got him cupped in my hand right now, can you see that? Yeah. Look at his little fins going. And one slippery little octopus. That is so creepy feeling. Tide pools are the perfect place to come across small ocean animals that have become stranded when the tide goes out. However, navigating the remaining slippery rocks as a human is rather difficult. Well, this beach sure is making it difficult. This terrain is full of all kinds of these huge rocks. That's what I call an ankle breaker right there. Let's keep moving up this direction
Hey.
and hopefully come across some terrain it's a little bit easier to navigate.
As we made our way north along the craggy terrain, we went up and over a large rock formation. This is where we
Did
encountered
Justin ask you to
one
do
of the
midnight
rarest
shift?
animals you will ever find in a tide pool.
He's saying he's having.
This is really slippery.
Oh.
We got a little cove. This could be a perfect spot to find creatures. Come on up. You good? Yeah, watch your footing. Oh, there's a meal. Where? Right there, right there.
Slept. That was nice, yeah.
I got it. Nice. No, it's a sea snake. Yeah, look at that.
Okay.
Oh, you're right. Jeez, yeah, I'm okay, I'm okay. Obviously, it's pretty slippery, but look at that. Holy cow. That is a yellow-bellied sea snake. All right, be careful because they are incredibly venomous. Hold on, let me get him out of the net. Okay, I got it.
Mhm.
Okay, okay. Oh.
Yeah, that'd be good.
All right, I got him. There we go. Wow.
Yeah.
Look at that. I see all those little tiny teeth in there.
Yeah.
This
It's
snake is
chaos.
incredibly venomous, so I need to be as careful as possible. And wow, it feels like a fishing lure. How cool is that? These guys are usually far out at sea. He was just in a little cove here. Must have gotten stuck when the tide was going out. All right, let's take him back up over the top of the rocks here onto the beach and get a closer look. Oh man, this is so cool. I cannot believe it. Woo! Watch your footing headed back here. Let's go up here onto the sand. Check this out. That is the yellow phase of the yellow-bellied sea snake. Hold on, I gotta get him out of there. Come here, buddy. Now, normally you wouldn't find a snake like this so close to shore. I'm suspecting that because
Did
it's
the
low
chat
tide
get
right now, he got
pre-recorded?
marooned in
Well,
that
I mean, this is pre-recorded.
tide pool. Normally you'd find them about 200 to 300 yards out into the ocean. I have never held a sea snake before. This is so cool. Now, you'll notice the shape of this snake's body.
That seat heated?
The seat, yeah, it is.
I like that. I used it the other day. I was like, why is it warm?
Yeah, it's heated.
I'm not used to that kind of stuff.
Is very flattened. Can you see that? And the tail almost looks like an oar. This allows them to easily move through the water. If I were to just put this snake down on the shore right here, they are not adapted to land. He would kind of just lay there and be like, I'm a dead snake. But out in the ocean, this guy is quick and stealthy. Now, they are not aggressive, but I can't take my attention away from my fingers being...
Did your fiance have a name idea for White?
She likes Daisy, but I did see your text about the suggestions. I'm gonna bring them up to her later.
Okay.
She's hanging out with her dad right now.
Oh, okay.
There's some drama there, but I
Ooh. Okay. Hey, just let me know what y'all decide so I can put it on her folder of vet records and stuff. I think just her and Blue need names now.
Gently positioned behind its neck here. One bite from this snake, with as far away as we are from...
if I get more of this.
No, I just order some. Yeah, I think we're gonna put just like a half cup of food in their bowl each.
Okay.
Just eating.
Yeah, 'cause I think like the midnight shift, I don't think they need to be getting food. This is just me personally. Of course, they're your puppies. Up to you.
This is for a few more weeks. I think once people take them home, they won't need to. But until
Yeah.
then.
And the pump, do we have any more pumping? Because that worked. They ate everything.
Yeah, we have one pumpkin. Just a whole box of cans.
Also, the spoon and the fork that we used yesterday, where should I put that?
You just put it on the sink after you rinse it off.
Okay.
It's accessible.
I think adding the pumpkin was like
Yeah.
an enticer to them.
Yeah, it's also good for them.
This is true.
Give them good poopies.
Yeah, because they pooped twice yesterday. So when I first put them back in there, they all pooped. And then when I went back in there to get the water pitcher, they pooped again before you took them outside.
Yeah, they're poopy. It's good. Keep them healthy.
Civilization, and I would be in some serious trouble. I could potentially die, depending on how my body reacted. There's no question about it. This
Yeah,
is
just
the
try to
most
put them
lethal
in the
snake
cover.
species I have ever handled. Now, these snakes are piscivores, which means that they hunt for fish. They have an incredibly potent neurotoxin. All it needs to do is tag a fish with the small...
Oh, actually, I did get treat jars today. Like, that might be good to contain it for now. Maybe let's see if I can
fixed
find
fangs inside of its mouth, and immediately the fish becomes paralyzed, and then the snake is capable of having its meal. And one interesting fact that you may not know is that
They were
the sea
jumping over
snake
those
has an
tall walls
incredibly
really
large
well, too.
lung that
Tired
runs
them
along
out.
the left side of its body. This allows these snakes to hold their breath for a long time when they're underwater hunting. It also works like the bladder of a submarine, allowing these snakes to become buoyant, and they will float all the way up to the surface. Finding a sea snake near shore is incredibly rare, and this one was likely stranded. So we decided to release it further out in the ocean to ensure that it found a safe return to the wild. Well, how epic was that? Getting up close with the yellow belly sea snake on our first episode of Beyond the Tide. These reptiles are a fragile part of the ecosystem that can be greatly affected by changing weather patterns. To swim alongside one in its natural environment was incredible, and I hope their species will continue to thrive beneath the ocean's surface so that future animal enthusiasts like myself can appreciate just how beautiful these snakes truly are. Today we're headed out on a snake scavenger hunt. I'll be working alongside my friend and wildlife biologist, Will Robertson. Say hi, Will. Hi, Will. This region is known for its plethora of species. We're gonna be scouring the fields, searching the forests, flipping rocks, and rolling logs, doing whatever it takes to find some of these cool reptiles. Will, are you ready?
Let's find some snakes.
Ugh, pollen. Oh, snake. I think it was a garter snake. He went down into this little hole right here. Oh, yeah, there's his little face. He's right there. Let's see if I can tickle him out. There he is. Gotcha. Whoa, there we go. All right, let's take a look at this one. So that is the eastern garter snake. One of the coolest things most people don't realize about garter snakes is that they are mildly venomous. Not a venom that could ever hurt a human, but for the most part, these are super calm, super docile snakes. You can see that little defense mechanism right there, totally flattening out the body and almost making the head look as if it's V-shaped, which of course would be indicative of a venomous snake, but as we know, the garter snake is completely harmless. This is cool. It's like a river of moss. Look at that. Now, normally, you probably have water flowing down through this spillway and towards this lake that we're getting toward. But it's just a really unique looking habitat, almost like Lord of the Rings. And it seems as if the lake might pay off because Will just said he's got a big water snake basking. Oh yeah, that's a nice one.
These guys are non-venomous, but they do bite quite a bit. So we'll see what this guy does.
All right, Will's got the water snake. Oh yeah, beautiful. And definitely a species that people oftentimes think is venomous, but completely harmless. The northern water snake. That's another one for the list, Will.
Yeah, there we go.
Looking good.
Oh, coyote, sanitize real quick.
Don't want to spread those snake fungal diseases. Oh, red-bellied snake. Oh, red-bellied snake. Pretty basic looking snake, except for the fact that it has a pretty vibrant red belly. Let's flip it. Oh, a little hole. Look at his little tunnel. Hey, buddy. Got an interesting little precarious scenario here. There's a rock ledge that a black racer's up on. I think if I drop myself down into this little hole, I might be able to come around the edge and get it. I see it.
but it does not see me. It's right there. Definitely right on the edge of this cliff. Got it. Getting under control is gonna be a whole nother story, and these snakes are really bitey. Oh, geez. That is one angry black racer. Will, got a black racer for the snake scavenger hunt. Oh. See if I can do this without taking a bite. There we go. Okay. Focus is on the camera at the moment. And there we have it. Another species for the snake scavenger hunt. All right, Mario, I'm gonna bring it up for the tight shot. That is the black racer. Looks like it's getting ready to shed its skin. You can tell that from the cloudiness in the eyes. And the thing that I love most about this species is its agility and its speed. Not to mention the coloration is very similar to the black mamba. But of course, this is a non-venomous species. So a bite is gonna be nothing more than a little soap and water to clean up. All right, watch how fast the snake is when I let it back into the environment. Or not. That's kind of cool just to get it in that display mode. I thought you were just gonna speed off, but instead you're giving us some incredible B-roll. Nothing wrong with that.
Ooh, look at that. Big ringneck snake. That's a nice orange belly. So these guys spend most of their time underground looking for things like salamanders to eat. They're very tame snakes. They never bite. You can see they have tiny, tiny little heads with a prominent yellow ring right around the neck. Double flip? No. But here? Nope.
Guess who found a hognose snake? Right here, Will. Oh, it's on the move. I got it.
I'll grab them up here, okay?
Whoa. Wow. A hognose snake for the scavenger hunt.
This is a difficult one to find, and look at that pointed nose right there.
Uh-oh. You know what happens when they poop, right?
Yeah, these guys are known for playing dead.
Oh my gosh, the smell is unbearable. Wow. Dude, you are covered in poop.
Let's wipe that off.
Oh my gosh. Hands.
Man, I can relate.
When lifting rocks,
Covered in poop.
swallow the bug.
Uh-huh.
I was gonna try to tell you about rock etiquette.
Ew.
Back to one.
Oh. Are they at
When
least
lifting rocks,
consistent?
it's important to have good rock etiquette, which means
Oh,
you
God.
lift a rock gently and you place it right back exactly where you found it.
Why don't people use crates?
Ants. Whoa. Did they bite or sting? Let's find out. They don't really do anything. They run away.
Not a sting episode. Will just called out to me that he found an abandoned car that I need to check out. I don't know what an abandoned car would be doing out here on the side of this mountain. Like, how did it even end up here? Wow, that is...
Like, if they're so opposed to crates because they work, at least have like a crate with a small playpen with a potty mat so they can't do anywhere else.
They must have rolled it down the hill.
Anything. Some air purifiers.
Found a body in it.
Not that I can see, just some bush
Doesn't
light.
help though, huh?
Yeah, don't drink and drive.
Good message.
Let's see if we can lift this
Ugh.
fluid.
Give it a flipperoo.
Maybe it's not the dog.
Not seeing rattlesnakes.
Worth a check though. Oh, this is tired. Did it spin?
Oh yeah, some of them are shitty cans.
Creepy. There's a rat snake on top.
Try different ones.
There is.
Oh my goodness!
In the abandoned car.
I've had that issue with a few of the cans before.
New one. All right, what do you need me to do? Wait, hold on. I might be able to. Here. Let me get. There we go. Whoa. New species.
There you go.
Whoa. Careful.
Yes! How about that? All right, Will, what do we got?
We've got a black rat snake, and this is actually a small one. Despite being a pretty decent sized snake, these guys are the largest snakes around here. They can get almost 8 feet long. They eat birds and they climb right up trees to nab squirrels. This guy's in shed, so his eyes are pretty blue.
Unbelievable.
Awesome.
What would you say is the holy grail of snake species in this area?
I would say the green snake. They're bright green. They look like nothing else
No.
around here. They're super tropical looking. You never believe that they're right here in the Appalachians.
When it comes to garter snakes, we found the mother lode.
Is that a bad thing?
Pile of sunning snakies right there.
These rocks are alive with snakes. This is perfect conditions at the moment to find a number.
Whoa!
Yeah.
Jeez, huge water snake. Really, really big northern water snake. All right, here, let's yeah, I'm gonna need at least
yeah.
hold the camera. Okay. Wow, that's a big one. Hopefully it does not decide to give me a chomp, because this is good size. Wow. Oh, they got a green over there. They got a green. What? They got a green over there.
Yeah. Ow!
Oh, okay, we're coming, we're coming.
Oh!
Beautiful. Amazing.
And that's one of the rare ones for around here.
I was walking and sure enough, just saw a little movement and reached down and got the little green snake.
Amazing. That is the holy grail. Wow. Okay, well, all in one 2-minute clip. Huge northern water snake and a smooth green snake. Here, let me give you this. All right, let me see this guy. Oh my goodness. Wow. The smooth green snake. That is the ultimate right there. Look at that. Big snake, little snake. Cute snake, seemingly dangerous snake, but both completely harmless.
No way. Mario just got another green snake. How big is this one?
Oh my gosh. It's even tinier.
Oh my goodness.
Look at that little guy.
Wow.
Aww.
Oh, that is gorgeous little green snake.
Will, we did it. 2 beautiful smooth green snakes. Now, what's your favorite thing about this reptile?
It's gotta be the vibrance, hands down. I mean, it's a bright green snake. It looks like it came from the jungle, but here we are in the Appalachians, and we've got it.
So this is one of my favorite snake species as a kid. I used to always see them in my backyard, but they're becoming more and more scarce. What is the reason for that?
Well, you know, along with habitat destruction, when people spray pesticides on their lawn, these guys eat insects. Or if they eat insects that have pesticides on them, well, you know what happens.
It's gonna wipe out the snakes. So less pesticides means more smooth green snakes. Will, an enormous thanks to you for taking us out today in some of your favorite herping spots. This was the ultimate snake scavenger hunt. Make sure to check out Will's YouTube channel. Lots of awesome videos there. Until we collaborate on the next one, I'm Coyote Peterson.
I'm Will Robertson.
Be brave.
Stay wild.
We'll see you on the next adventure. All right, smooth green snakes, back into the grass. There's an old saying. If at first you don't succeed, try, and try again. When it comes to featuring the elusive timber rattlesnake, this saying seems to be our team motto. Oh my gosh. The terrain that we traverse looking for rattlesnakes is a challenge unlike anything we've really ever done before. This is our 3rd venture out looking for timbers, and it never gets any easier. The sun is really beating down on us. You can see all this distance down behind me. These mountainsides are what we essentially scale, looking for these perfect clusters of rocks where the snakes will be out and sunning. It takes a toll on your body, that's for sure. I'm gonna catch up to Tim and Mario. This hike is definitely testing our will to find these snakes.
Today we have gained special permissions to explore what is known as a right-of-way that was built several years ago during the insertion of a natural gas pipeline. Upon initial installment, this type of construction would have had an adverse impact on the local wildlife. Yet beyond construction, it has become an ideal habitat for many species. Insanely steep, brush-covered, and strewn with a jumble of various rock sizes, this is now the perfect safe haven for our sought-after target, the timber rattlesnake.
Wow. I mean, we're always talking about how beautiful West Virginia is, but when you make it to the top of a bluff like this, check out the view. That is something. My goodness. Wild and wonderful West Virginia right there. Endless miles of possible snake territory. But are we gonna find one? That's the real question.
once again, we have teamed up with wildlife expert Tim Brust. You likely recognize Tim from a variety of episodes on the Brave Wilderness channel, but it's truly the timber rattlesnake that we can define as his specialty. Currently, Tim has been conserving these snakes by mitigating human-snake interactions. Simply put, he explores the areas that are about to go into construction, finds, and safely moves these reptiles from the path of bulldozers. During this process, he also educates field crews about these misunderstood animals, which helps to keep the snakes alive and the humans safe from having an unwanted venomous encounter.
We are going down at a pretty considerable angle right now in our search for timber rattlesnakes. Now, a lot of this environment has this crumbled, flat rock, right? All of this almost like sheetrock. So we're lifting up these giant pieces of rock and looking beneath them for snakes. You hear that? It is completely hollow underneath this rock, and it's very big, which means there's no chance of flipping it. But I came down and I scouted this after walking over it, and look at this. That right there is an absolute perfect spot for a timber rattlesnake to be hiding. Now, you would never want to stick your hand up and underneath a rock like that to sift through the leaves. A bite from a timber rattlesnake could definitely kill you. It's just a matter of covering ground and searching, searching, searching. The more ground we cover, the better the chances we have of finding a snake.
The Western Hemisphere is home to 32 different rattlesnake species, and in my opinion, the timber rattler is one of the most iconic. We have been trying for years to share this species with you, but today, things are about to change.
So Tim and Mario are ahead of me. They just call out. They found a timber rattlesnake. Making my way as fast as I can down this rocky slope. I'm coming. Okay, this is it. We've got a timber rattlesnake. Yes! Oh my gosh, that snake is beautiful. Okay, it sounds like we've got 2 snakes. So what we're doing is just bagging the snake for the moment to see if we can get the bigger one. A really big snake, really big snake. All right, what do you need me to do, Tim? Whoa, holy mackerel, that is a huge snake.
If we can.
Here, hold the tongs here. You got it. Yep. Watch out.
Yeah, I think there is, and
So what's happening
if you don't
right
see
now,
it, there's
we've got a
probably
very big
one in the
snake
kitchen somewhere.
underneath this rock. It's a very dangerous situation. You can see how steep it is right here, so we've got to be very careful. There are also other snakes within the rock. So we're going to slowly peel back pieces of these rocks and see if we can safely get this snake. Check it out. There are sheds of snake skin all over the place. We have found a hot spot. It's been quite the hike to get to this spot, but we have finally got a timber rattlesnake. Several of them, actually.
It's a big snake.
Oh my God. Hold him. Wow, that is a huge rattlesnake. Okay, do we have another bag with us? Okay.
In total, we were able to secure 3 snakes, one of which appeared to be a rabid female. This is incredibly exciting for the future of this population.
Beautiful.
And to ensure she does not get stressed, we immediately release her back into the rocks.
Don't want to get any closer than that. How about that, Mario? We finally got our timber.
We got multiple timbers.
Oh my God.
That is a good size snake.
All right, so what we're gonna do is actually put the snake in a snake bag at the moment. It is definitely a big snake, but we can't film right here. We have to take it to a slightly more controlled setting. So we're gonna safely bag it, move it, and then bring it back down here for the release. When you're bagging a snake, you always wanna secure it at the back side of the bag with the snake hook.
Snake skin. That means this is a healthy population of rattlesnakes that hang out in this area here. We've hit the rattlesnake mother lode, that's for sure.
With the 2 other snakes contained, we begin the arduous climb back up the steep sides of the right-of-way.
This is a very slow and very delicate process. Mario, you doing okay?
Actually, I tell you what, it's really hard on the forearm. You gotta keep the snake well away from your body so it doesn't swing on you. Snakes can bite easily through the bags. And most people aren't venomated when they're transporting snakes like this, so they have to be very careful.
There's the snakes. That's where we came from. And that is where we're still going. A lot of effort, but totally worth it. There it is, the timber rattlesnake. This is our third attempt at finding one of these reptiles in the wild, and my goodness, is this one handsome. Now, the name timber rattlesnake comes from the fact that you find these snakes in forested areas, and they are cryptic. It lets you know exactly what it is that you're looking for. Your odds of seeing one are rather pretty slim. Unless you stumble upon it and it gives you that warning of its rattle, you may walk right past it. Now, as compared to the other rattlesnake species here in the United States, I'd actually consider this species rather docile. Their defense is always going to be to rely on their camouflage first. If you get too close, this is exactly what you're going to hear. That rattle going into full action. Basically a security system that says, you're too close. Get any closer and you may take a bite. You can see how close I am to the snake right now. Just about 1.5 feet from it. I don't want to make any sudden movements and provoke it too striking, but it definitely senses that I'm here. And the rattlesnake is the pinnacle of snake evolution. What I want you guys to really take a look at are the heat-sensing pits right in front of the eye and right below the nostril that allow these snakes to pick up the heat signatures of their prey. Basically, all they need to do is lay in wait as an ambush predator for something to come close. Their tongue will flick out, they will sense the chemicals, the smell of that prey item, and then with those heat-sensing pits, they can hone in almost like a heat-seeking missile and then strike out with those hinged fangs. Remember, the fangs are like hypodermic needles, and the second they inject that venom, that prey item has pretty much no chance of surviving. Now, if it's something like a small rabbit or rat, a chipmunk, a squirrel, and it runs off, the snake will actually follow the scent of that prey item until it succumbs to the venom, and then it's capable of swallowing down its meal. And those fangs work individually with one another, and they will almost use those like grappling hooks to drag their prey backwards into their mouths. Now, the fangs are modified teeth, but all snakes have multiple rows of teeth within their mouth that are constantly being replaced throughout the course of the snake's life. So as the fangs draw the prey in, the other teeth work it back, down the throat, and they swallow their prey whole. Now, as compared to other rattlesnake species in the United States, I would say the timber rattlesnake is more ambush than it is nomadic.
He's brave just standing there. That's crazy. He's like, bro.
Any small mammals or small
bro, you keep yapping, I'm gonna bite you.
Environment make perfect prey.
Fuck you up.
And a snake of this size, which measures, I would guess, just a little over 3 feet in length, is considered a full-grown adult. You may be saying to yourselves, Coyote, you guys are so good at being able to come across animals. How come it's taking you so many attempts to find the timber rattlesnake? This species specifically has been persecuted beyond what other rattlesnakes have even faced. A lot of times people will come across the den, which is known as a hibernaculum. Once they see this, a huge collection of snakes, what they will do is sometimes dump concrete or gasoline and burn these snakes or bury them alive. So you can wipe out an entire population of snakes by doing something like that. So seeing one of these snakes, and seeing several of them like this in the wild in a very difficult to reach spot is a very positive thing. It means that the population is thriving. Nothing makes us more excited than to see a thriving population of timber rattlesnakes. This is just such a cool reptile. Now, the next most important thing that we need to do is actually collect the biometrics of this snake. And to do that, what we're going to do is gently get it into a snake tube. This will put the least amount of stress on the snake and will be the safest scenario for both myself, Tim, and the crew to be able to handle the snake. What I also
he's gonna fuck you up now. He stopped rattling.
At that rattle, because when it comes to rattlesnakes, nothing is more impressive than that defense system.
He's like, I tried to warn this bitch.
All right, snake is on the move. All right, Tim. So what would you like me to do to help with this part of the procedure?
And these guys, you want to gently direct their head into the tube. So when you go in, just set the tube at an angle if you can downward. Okay. Sometimes it takes 30 seconds, sometimes it takes 20 minutes. Grab now, quick. pushing them. Push them up. There you go. 2 on the tube, 2 on the snake.
Whew. That was not easy. Wow, that is a powerful snake. My goodness. With the snake safely tubed, Tim and I are able to quickly collect the biometrics, which include the snake's total length, scale count below the cloaca to determine the reptile's sex, and finally, a rattle button count. This doesn't tell us anything specifically scientific, it's just cool to compare rattle sizes. That rattle is one of the most unique aspects of this snake. And the rattle itself is actually made out of modified scales. You can actually see the way that it's growing out of the tip of the rattlesnake's tail itself. Now, inside its tail are a bunch of very specialized muscles that allow the tail to vibrate at a very high rate, which causes the rattle to actually rattle. So I can rattle it myself like that, or if I let go of those muscles, the rattlesnake will rattle it on its own. Now, the rattle is made out of something known as keratin, the same material that the scales are made out of, and the same thing that your hair and your fingernails are made of. People always want to know, well, what's inside the rattle of a rattlesnake? Truth be told, nothing at all. They're actually interlocking segments that are hollow. They're known as buttons, and when they vibrate against each other, that is where you get the rattling sound. Now, you cannot tell the age of a rattlesnake by the number of buttons. People often think that, like the rings of a tree, if you count those buttons, you can tell how old the snake is. That is not true, because throughout the course of the snake's life, it can lose segments of its rattle. But a new button comes into place every single time this snake sheds its skin. This snake here has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 buttons on that rattle. Honestly, this is the largest rattle I've ever seen on any of the rattlesnakes we have featured on the Brave Wilderness channel. Truly a unique aspect of this snake's evolution that makes it so incredibly distinct as compared to any other snake around the world. Well, how cool was this? Spending an unbelievable amount of time searching for and finally finding the timber rattlesnake. Together, Tim and I worked out of sea to collect biometrics on the other big snake. It was robust and as healthy as a rattlesnake could be, which was a great sign for this thriving population. No two snakes are ever the same, and considering the timber rattler comes in such a wide variety of color faces, it's pretty cool to see just how different individuals are, especially when compared side by side. Finally, we hiked back down to the point of discovery and released both snakes
in the corner.
into their corresponding
This
rock
outer
pools.
corner. Yeah, I need to fix the label still.
Rattlesnakes, and all snakes for that matter, is always taken by a series of uncertainties that center around an unnecessary fear of these misunderstood reptiles.
At least we could do that after they're back on the playpen. Just move them back.
He does to help people understand the importance of these creatures that will ensure they continue to slither across the planet.
What do you got? Okay, well, the homeowners, they don't want to be filmed, so they're just going to stay inside and probably watch us from the windows.
Okay.
But they said, have at it. Said the snake was somewhere over here. So that's all we got going for us. But they're more than happy to have us here searching, so let's go look.
Okay, great. Okay, so what I say we do is split up. Which direction you want to go?
I want to go that way.
Okay, I'll go that way. If you see something, call it out. We'll all converge together. With any luck, we're going to catch and relocate a snake.
All right, let's get a snake.
Here we go.
So my reasoning for going in this direction is because this is a star apple tree. Check that out. Very fragrant fruit. All this fruit needs to be eaten by something. So what happens is rodents and other species will come to eat the fallen fruit, and maybe there might be snakes in ambush waiting for them.
Believe it or not, sometimes looking up underneath vehicles is a great place to look because they provide shade and shelter, especially if a car hasn't moved in quite some time. Let me do this. If it was a big snake, I'd easily be able to see if it was hiding up underneath a vehicle like this.
Most snakes are nocturnal, so now that it's daytime, the snake is likely going to be hunkered down somewhere. So the next step is to find things to flip, debris, tin, wood, anything that a snake can hide underneath. And hopefully there is something underneath. Oh man, look at this. I thought this was snake skin. Snakes are potentially arboreal out here. We have tree boas out here. We have lots of different parrot snakes, vine snakes. So it is always a good idea to look up in the rafters to see if there's anything. Look at this. That right there could be a possible entry point, likely for rodents, also accessible for snakes. Whoa, there's actually some water. Yeah, if I was a snake hiding during the day, this would, I just heard something. Oh, there's all kinds of taproots. Water down in here. Oh, what would have been amazing is if I walked into this abandoned swimming pool and just found a snake curled right up in the water. I was thinking that that might be it. This looks pretty good. We got a I don't know, chicken coop, or actually it's a thing full of wood. Lots of spaces for snakes to hide in. Boa, holy smokes. I did not even see it there. Holy smokes. Coyote! Yeah, we got a snake. You got a snake? And Mario just called, he's got a snake. Oh. Is it big? Holy cow, that is a big snake. Oh my gosh, dude. It is a boa constrictor.
Dude, I came around here. I didn't even see that snake was right there.
Oh my gosh. Okay, we found the snake. It's big, they weren't kidding. I'm gonna cut this camera. Let's regroup ourselves.
That's a big snake.
Dude, big snake. Oh my gosh, that is a huge boa constrictor. Okay, so this is it. The moment we're going to engage with the snake and try to safely get it out of this box of logs. No idea how it's going to behave. Oh, that's a hiss.
Oh, there we go.
Whoa. Now the snake's in a position where there's no way I can make a reach for it. You can see it's completely in a defensive strike position, and getting my hand any closer than this could mean getting my fingers entrapped. And look at all these incredibly huge razor sharp teeth. That is intimidating.
Tongue's weird looking.
Good. Perfect.
Get over outside another snake. Whoa! That was close. Okay, cool. Snake is out.
That's good.
I think he mad just a little bit.
Don't let it go back in. There you go. There you go.
Unbelievable. That snake is all of 5, maybe 6 feet in length. Look at the nub tail. Check this out. Now, if I come on this side of the snake, you can really get an idea for just how big it is. Now, boa is a non-venomous species, so I don't have to worry about taking a bite and being envenomated. But these snakes have a mouth full of teeth. They're actually like little razor blades turned backwards, and on the top of the skull they have multiple rows of teeth. So when they grab onto their prey, it locks in place. And the skull's capable of expanding, and these snakes can swallow down prey that are many times larger than their own bodies. And this is what you would consider a full-grown female boa. And that aggressive hissing is basically just saying, I'm a big snake, I'm intimidating, you don't want to get any closer.
straight as possible. Okay, now it's important to keep the snake stretched out, otherwise it's going to completely constrict around me. Okay, I got you. The snake is extremely strong, and I'm being as gentle as I possibly can. Okay, I'm gonna actually, if I shift my hand back just a tiny bit there, oh wow, she's got ticks all over her.
Yeah,
use my multi-tool to
I didn't know
pull off.
snakes could get ticks.
She's got a big one right on the
So they don't even hurt. I guess so. The more you know.
Look at that. Completely full of blood. That parasite is a really unhealthy thing for a snake like this.
Right now, we're kind of just doing a little bit of a service by hopefully getting rid of some ticks, but otherwise, she would be fine with these as is. As you can see, the coils around my leg, the snake has to feel comfortable. Once you engage the head, the snake has to be in defensive mode. That's when the snake is going to be at its most aggressive.
I do have to be aware of where those teeth are at all points in time. The less pressure I put on her, the less constrained she feels. Yeah, you're getting constricted. We want to keep those coils spread out as much as we possibly can.
He's gonna die.
I've gotten all the ticks off the top third of the snake. She looks pretty good. You want to stretch her out a little bit so we can see the full length?
He's not afraid of the ticks getting on him, getting Lyme
That's pretty
disease.
cool. That is a beautiful snake.
Gorgeous.
The good news for this boa is that because we were able to find it and safely catch it, we're now going to be able to relocate it to a much wilder area. All this human habitation, while it may provide good opportunities for this snake to get a meal, it actually puts it in the way of danger. I'm actually really thankful that these property owners said, hey, do you guys want to come safely remove the snake? Because killing an animal like this is actually really detrimental to the environment. These snakes do an incredible amount of good by helping to balance the pest populations. Well, I'd say this was a success. We found the snake, and now we're going to be able to safely relocate it back out into the wild. It's been a rainy morning, but we've got a call. Lockie, where are we headed?
We're headed
This
out.
feels like
to the back
reptile
of the
rescue.
Sunshine Coast, getting
That's
to
cool.
land to a house where we've just got a call. They see
Just got a
a
call.
fairly large
We in
snake
Australia
inside
now.
the house. It's generally a pretty good area for brown snakes, this one, so very, very likely it could be a big brown snake.
Okay, if we're finding the eastern brown snake, we're talking about the second most venomous snake in the world.
Exactly right. So this is by far the most dangerous snake. The reason for that, they live around people. They are responsible for the vast majority of deaths in this country each year.
What is it you instructed the people at the house to do in this situation?
So generally, the best thing that we ask people to
crazy.
do is to contain the snake. If they close the doors, they put a towel underneath the door so the snake can't get from one room to the next. We have an idea of where the snake's going to be. We know it's still there, and we can stay there until we find it. This is it.
All right, so what's the typical protocol?
Grab the gear, get in there, find out where they saw it last. Okay. And let's go.
Saw it.
There we go.
Before it moves.
Where they saw it last.
Got your tubes. I'll take this as well. Back up. Right, let's do it. Knock, knock.
I saw it. I saw it.
Where'd you see it?
Saw it last.
Perfect. All right. Pretty tight in here. Yeah. We'll go in. We'll try and find it, and then let's try and restrain
Find it.
once we get out
I
here.
love the accent. Good one.
The great thing is
Find
you
it.
know which
Saw
room
it last.
supposedly it's in.
Just check this before we go back past it.
Okay.
You don't want to go past the room and then have it pop out behind us.
Yeah, that's a good call.
So this is the perfect thing that we want people to do. Now at least we've got a good idea that it's probably in this room.
Okay.
Yep. All right, go for it. You can already see a few things have been knocked down by the looks of it. Look at how this is sitting up. Oh, yeah, I can see it moving. You see it moving?
Oh, you think it's
moving.
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
under the
yeah.
carpet.
Oh, there's definitely
There's something under there. All right, what do you reckon? Should we go for it?
Yeah. Man, this is I'm sweating. This is really tight quarters. Oh, what's it gonna be? What's under the rug?
Let's see. It's a brown snake.
Oh, it's a brown snake.
It's a brown snake. Here it comes.
Holy cow. Oh, yeah.
Let's go for it, shall we?
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to pull this back quickly.
Okay.
And then we'll see what we've got.
Oh,
there it
that's
is.
terrifying.
You can see he's
Just
already
right in your
very
fucking
much
room.
onto us. He's pretty wired.
Why? How do snakes and shit get in that easy in Australia?
He's hooked around.
Y'all don't have like sealed walls and shit?
All right, I'm just going to
The
back my
fuck?
way out. You out of the way? Whoa. He's pretty good. You got some tubes?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say get it up against the wall there. I'll try and walk him along the wall straight into the tube. I think that'll suit well.
He goes right into that corner.
All right, Cody, grab. Yep, well done. You got him? Beautiful. Okay. All right. Great job. Woo. Tight space of brown.
Nicely done.
What defines a
Holy
bungalow?
mackerel. Okay, let's move to this back porch here.
Why don't they
Got a
just
little
have
bit better lighting,
houses?
And we'll take a better look at this eastern brown. What a catch! Anytime you hold on to a snake that is this venomous, you just have to stop and remind yourself that you're essentially holding on to a loaded gun. Ladies and gentlemen, that is the eastern brown, the second most venomous snake species in the world. Now this is a true brown snake, and they do get bigger than this. And you can see the beautiful brown coloration on that snake's head right there. It is very in tune with this situation.
What?
Recognizes the cameras, recognizes me, recognizes the fact that it's inside of a tube.
What?
The reason for the tube is it keeps
What's the
me
deal?
safe, keeps the snake safe, and of course, keeps the entire camera team safe. It's the best way for us to interact with the snake and take a close look at some of its cool features. You can see flicking its tongue out there, it's just sensing the environment. We're in a residential area. You may be saying to yourselves, Coyote, don't animals usually try to avoid human habitation? Not the case with this snake. In fact, the brown snake population has increased since humans have moved into environments like this. And the reason for that is that more humans mean more potential prey species. This snake specializes in eating rodents. Where you have humans, you're gonna have food scraps. Food scraps means more vermin. So this snake looks at a house like this, that's low to the ground, has stone floors, and it does not see a house. It just sees a maze of potential prey opportunities. Another reason people often encounter this snake is that it's a diurnal species. Look at those big eyes. These snakes have incredible eyesight. And if the snake's moving around during the day hunting, at the same time humans are moving around doing their day-to-day activities, you understand why encounters are much more frequent. And these things are fast, one of the fastest snake species here in Australia, and the strike speed is uncanny. You take one bite from the snake, and you're dealing with a neurotoxic venom that is almost certain to kill you if you do not receive antivenom. Just because the snake can be considered deadly, it's more so considered dangerous, right? Because of the antivenom production that is being done here in Australia, very few people die from snake bites, specifically snake bites from this species. But it's dangerous because of its close proximity to human habitation. The more times you have humans around an area where there's going to be snakes, the more chances you will have of bites occurring, whether it's on the feet, on the hands, or any part of your body. If you are unfortunate enough to run into this snake and you receive a bite, trust me, it's going to be a really bad day. Now, in an instance where you were to come into your bathroom and see a snake and you say to yourself, oh, no way, buddy, this is my bathroom, I'm gonna have to eliminate you. You try to kill a snake like this, it's only going to increase your chances of being bitten. So the right thing to do is always call a local authority, somebody like Lockie, who can come in and safely remove the snake and put it back out into the wild. Oh, buddy, it's a good thing that we came across you first, because we're going to actually save you and move you to a much more remote location where hopefully there'll be plenty of food sources and you will not find yourself in any sort of danger. But there you have it, the work that Australian Wildlife Encounters is doing on a daily and weekly basis put to the test. Quick, efficient, and the snake and the humans are walking away completely safe. Last step is to get it into a bag so we can transport it to a more wild location. I'm Coyote Peterson, be brave, stay wild. We'll see you on the next adventure. All right, Lockie, you want to come in with the bag?
Get him in here.
Woo.
Bring this down low. Get him in slowly.
Yep.
And then let him feed in. Keep this bag high. There you go.
Woo. Snake in the bag.
All right, let's get
Snake
this
in
tied
the
up.
bag. Get in the bag.
Let's move him around.
That is like the ultimate snake that we could have possibly come across. All right, we're going to get this snake into a wild location, and this little danger noodle's ready to go.
Snakes belong outside, not inside the house. But if you find yourself in this terrifying situation, make sure to contact Australian Wildlife Encounters so they can safely relocate your resident serpent. When it comes to creatures that humans are afraid of, I always say there's the three big S's: sharks, spiders, and snakes. You're very unlikely to be attacked or bitten by these animals, yet unfortunate accidental encounters do happen. And in a worst-case scenario, a single bite could put your life on the line. Today we are visiting the Reptile Discovery Center, located in DeLand, Florida. Owned and operated by Carl Barden, this serpentarium is home to dozens of the world's most dangerous snakes, many of which are on display to educate the public. This location is also a med toxin venom laboratory, and it's the dangerous work going on behind the scenes that is saving human lives.
Ooh, venomous reptiles. Good morning, Carl.
Coyote, how you doing? Welcome.
Good. How are you?
Thank you for coming.
Mara?
Morning, Coyote. Welcome.
Thank you guys so much for having me. This looks like the ultimate snake milking setup. This process is incredibly important. You guys are milking these snakes for the creation of antivenom. So tell us a little bit about this process. And I would classify this as arguably the most dangerous job in the United States at this point.
But we never see it that way. We always think it's pretty well practiced. We do it so frequently. We handle 50 to 100 snakes a day, typically 4 or 5 days a week. And probably most importantly, a number of these venoms are produced.
Why are we crying over there?
North America and around the world.
So let me just repeat that real quick. You said between 50 and 100 snakes a day. Have you ever been bitten in the process of milking snakes? Because accidents do happen.
We have about 500,000 venom extractions now, and every once in a while, right, he zigs and you zag and the whole thing goes bad. So I've had 11 snake bites in the last 27 years. Only 9 of those resulted in envenomation and actual hospital stays. We had 2 of those bites.
Only 9 out of 11.
But then you'll see the work here at the table is close work, but it's really rehearsed and it's done very carefully and methodically. And so we like to think it can be done very safely.
So the first snake.
Which pupper is crying so much? Let's take a look.
Now let me ask you this question real quick. How many snakes total do you guys have on
We've got
lot?
about 1,000 on site right now, about 500 on the venom line.
Okay. The first snake that we're going to take a look at is the southern copperhead. And oh wow. Oh my gosh, beautiful.
And that's a big example of a southern.
I was
this
going to
is
say
about the northern size. I mean, this is about as big as these guys get. And she's really a perfect example. That's a big copperhead.
I was going to say, I've seen my fair share of copperheads. This is without question the biggest one I've ever seen. Wow. I'm going to pivot out, Mara, and let you get into position, and we are going to begin the milking process. Copperhead. Now, where would you rank the toxicity of the copperhead's venom as compared to a cottonmouth or a diamondback, right? So this is not necessarily a bite that's going to kill you.
Typically, no. Typically, no. Copperhead venoms are not seen as especially toxic. Copperhead venom is extremely hemolytic, so hemorrhage and destroys blood cells and this kind of thing. And that's a lot of copperhead venom, something like 50 milligrams in a shot, perhaps a little bit more for her. And probably takes well over 100 milligrams of copperhead venom to actually kill somebody. So it's just not typically a lethal dose that you get a bite. She's beautiful. If you want to touch her, it's just a spectacular snake in every regard. And we always think that color, that pattern is just unmatched.
Amazing. I mean, that venom yield right there, you can just hear the power of those fangs going into the little plastic
a very
covering there.
decisive bite, a rapid bite. And so, it's an easy snake. You can see why copperheads bite more people in the eastern United States than anything.
Yeah. Wow.
All right, we'll bring her back, put her away.
Oh, that was fantastic. And that's just our first snake.
You ready?
All right, this is it. I'm going to assist in the milking of a water moccasin. As soon as I give Carl the go-ahead, the snake is coming out, and then it's up to me to make sure that we get a good soft body press so that Carl's not bitten in the process of what this is. All right, Carl, are you set? Okay, here we go. Bring out the viper.
All right, again, kind of an average-sized snake, perfect condition. And this is really typical of our local cottonmouth. This guy's a Volusia County snake. She was caught right here as a baby. These guys are really prolific or common in some of the forests surrounding DeLand. All right, let's go. We'll bring this guy in. I'm going to do the same kind of sweep here. Come on in with your press. Good, beautiful. You've got her. You're excellent. I've got her. You can pick her up. You're safe. Good. Put your press down. Get a hold of that body. Excellent, Coyote.
Make sure your hands cover that vent or you're going to get...
Oh, going to get mussed on? Okay.
Really good. Really good. Let's see if she'll give us a shot here. There she goes.
Yeah, look at that. You can feel the power in the whole body when they bite down like that. Oh, yeah.
There she goes
Holy
again.
mackerel.
Nice. Good. Perfect. All right, we're going to return her to her cage.
Okay.
You got her. Excellent, Coyote.
All my hands are
Beautiful
shaking.
job.
I was hands-on with the snakes in Australia when we milked those species, but didn't necessarily have that pressure of having to gently pin down the body. But anytime you're that close to one of these animals, I mean, even a slight margin of error can go catastrophically wrong. And from the venom yield that you see that came out of that snake, just unbelievable. It's just one bite from one of these snakes. So
Coyote, that was excellent.
I feel all that adrenaline rushing through me. That's one snake, and I wasn't even holding the snake by the head. So I can only imagine you doing this for a couple hours at a time, snake after snake after snake. And if you thought the water moccasin was impressive, now we're gonna bring out the eastern diamondback, which arguably is the most dangerous pit viper in the United States, based on venom yield. I have a feeling that this is going to be intense. Wow, that is a big eastern diamondback. I think I just went to the bathroom in my pants a little bit. Holy cow, look at the size of that snake. Wow. That might be the biggest eastern diamondback I have ever seen. Wow. Okay, so now one of the key elements
Don't
of...
get any closer than you are right now.
Okay, yeah, no, I see. She's, you know, I'm just gonna go like this and talk over to the side like this, just in case. You see she's in that classic S-strike pose. Now, what makes these snakes so dynamic is that heat-sensing pit on the front of their faces, right? So right now, she's looking at me, she sees a heat signature that's definitely too big to be a prey item, which means I am likely a predator. I'm a threat at this moment. And like Carl said, I don't want to get any closer because as you can see, they strike incredibly fast. And that strike happens so quick, if you're bitten by a snake of this size, it has the potential to kill you without question.
No question about it. All right, an eastern diamondback, a bite from an adult eastern diamondback rattlesnake is a potentially fatal snake bite. There's no question.
Now, when it comes to eastern diamondback versus western diamondback, which one do you think is more dangerous, Carl? You can see she's getting agitated now.
I think both of those, I'm just going to shift her on the table a little bit.
Yeah.
I think both of those snakes are probably equally dangerous. Eastern diamondback venom is probably just the slightest bit more toxic, but just a little bit. And quantity-wise and size-wise, both of those guys are very serious rattlesnakes. So I think you're probably an equal on danger. Is everybody good? I'm going to go ahead and catch him.
Yes, it's time. All right, here we go, guys. We're going to do the...
I'm going to shift. I've got to shift him. Hold on, baby. Yep.
Take just a step back here.
No pressure yet.
The most dangerous job in the United States right here, folks.
Just a little now to keep them on the table.
I'm going to shift him a little bit. Yep.
Carl, you're unbelievable. The focus that it takes, guys, to perform what this is.
Don't change anything. You're good. Easy.
Okay. All right, I got the backside. Wow, that is a very, very strong snake. Unbelievable muscular power without the body. Okay? You guys good? Yeah. Whoa! That was a serious venom yield right there. My goodness.
And that's really what makes the eastern diamondback so potentially dangerous, is that capability to really pile it out when they need to.
Look at those fangs. Oh, and I actually see it's got a double set of fangs, which means it's getting ready to shut out one of those fangs, right?
That's exactly right. Yeah.
Wow, look at that. All right, guys, zoom in as best you can to get a shot of those fangs. You can see the hooked nature. If you're bitten by one of these snakes, it's going to be a very, very bad day. A bite from this viper will definitely kill you if you do not receive anti-venom treatment. Okay, is it okay to let go of the tail? Wow, look at that rattle. Okay,
very
going
good,
back in.
Kennedy. Excellent.
That was intense. I mean, just being able to control a snake of that size on a table like that is a challenge. Wow, Carl, that was impressive, my friend. Holy mackerel. It's important to note that this venom will go into the creation of anti-venom, which eventually will save lives. So the work that Carl and Mara are doing here on a daily basis is saving anybody who accidentally comes upon one of these snakes and is bitten. Carl, I'm going to give you a very dangerous handshake to say thank you for having us behind the scenes at the lab here today to milk snakes. This was unbelievable. I'm sure one venom-searing question that you all have is, what exactly happens when snake venom enters into the human body and reacts with its blood? Stay tuned, guys, because that episode is coming up next. I'm Coyote Peterson. Be brave. Stay wild. We'll see you on the next adventure. All right, Carl, I'm going to hand this off to you so that I don't drop it. That was crazy. Amazing job. Oh, my gosh, I'm so stoked. Being bitten by an animal is one of the worst experiences most people can imagine. Yet no matter how careful you are, accidents can and do happen every year. In the United States, it is accurate to say that Carl and Mara are literally putting their own lives at risk to ensure that anyone who is bitten by a venomous snake has a fighting chance for survival. If you would like to visit the Reptile Discovery Center or learn more about their med toxin venom laboratories, make sure to visit the website and schedule your chance to see these snakes in action. The Brave Wilderness channel is a collection of exciting and educational animal adventure videos.
Carl even moved. It was like perfectly camouflaged. And it just said, okay, you can't see me. I'll tell you what, I did see you.
Yes, even the ones where I'm being bitten or stung find themselves chock full of factual tidbits, tips, and tricks for avoiding these often misunderstood creatures in the wild. I believe that
This guy in the Ants Canada narrator sounds similar, chat. That's weird. I'm going to the bathroom though.
But a big part of my role is to help people recognize the good in all animals, especially ones that a large percentage of people fear, like snakes and spiders. And while it's fair to say that these animals are feared worldwide, the species that live in Australia are often considered more terrifying because of their toxic nature. In fact, the world's most venomous snake and spider species call this island continent home, and some of them have venom so powerful it's guaranteed to kill a human without the administration of antivenom. Today I'm returning to Australian Reptile Park. This wildlife sanctuary is the only facility in the country that milks both snake and spider venom for the production of antivenom. It's a dangerous process, and several years ago, I had the chance to learn alongside the park's arachnid expert, Kane Christensen.
You can actually see the drops of venom on the tips of the fangs, and that's what we want. We want to get that venom from those fangs into the pipette.
If you thought milking a spider was dangerous, today's education will be even more extreme, as I will assist in milking the 3 most deadly snakes in the world.
Okay, we're going to enter the most dangerous room on the planet, a room filled with venomous snakes. Zach, how are you?
I'm good, yourself?
Good to see you.
You too.
I was just explaining to these guys that this has got to be the most dangerous room on the face of the planet. Every snake in here can potentially kill you, right?
Oh, 100%. Second and third most toxic snakes in the world.
Okay.
So, pretty nasty.
Now, the antivenom that you guys create is saving lives every single day. How many people are bitten by these snake species on a yearly basis?
So statistics are about 3,000 to 5,000 bites per year, with anywhere up to 300 to 400 lives being saved with the antivenom program. So it's pretty cool.
Wow. Well, sweet. Let's get into milking. What is the first species we're going to look at?
So we're going to look at the king brown or the mulga. So the big boy.
Okay, I'm going to let you do your thing. You let me know when you want me to come in to get hands-on with the danger noodle.
Rightio. So I'm going to grab the snake out of the enclosure. I'll get you guys to jump back at that point because he's quite big and he'll swing around a fair bit if he wants to. We'll then come over here. I'll swing him onto the pinning pad and using the pinner. So nice and soft to protect the snake and to protect myself. It's slightly tacky as well, so it gives me that split second of time where he slightly sticks to it, but it doesn't hurt him at all.
Yeah.
Then we're going to grab him and hopefully it all goes well.
We'll be quiet and we'll let you focus. Oh my goodness.
Come on, big boy.
Wow. That is a huge snake.
So yeah, you can see him a bit cranky. He's not the happiest about this arrangement.
Okay, where would you like me to go?
Right, so you just hang just there.
Okay.
I'm going to swing him, and then I'll get you to come in and just grab this back end for me. Because once I get him by the head, he's not going to be happy.
Yep, go ahead, just focus, do what you're doing. Grab the body?
Yep.
Got him. Oh my gosh, it's so powerful.
Come over here.
Yeah, that is a big, big mulga right there.
Rightio, so now the trick is he's not a stupid animal, he wants to like me, not the jar. Just take your finger as the target. There we go.
Oh my goodness. Oh wow, that is a huge venom yield.
So to give his venom glands a bit of a massage, try and get a little bit more. But yeah, you can see him just chewing on that thing.
Wow, look at those fangs. Massive fangs for an elapid. Wow. That is like a grappling hook of teeth. Can I move around just to the side like this? Look at his face. Whoa.
Oh, you can see him still chewing, still injecting venom.
Venom is still dripping.
And he's not letting go.
And the power in this snake's body is unbelievable. So big around, I can barely get my hands completely on it. That is a massive snake. I never imagined seeing a mulga of this size. So how do you get the snake off of the venom vial now?
A little bit of manipulation, or, there we go.
Ooh, my goodness.
And what we're gonna do is I'm gonna get you to put it in.
Okay.
I promise I won't let go till I've...
Body first?
Yeah, body first.
Okay, here we go, here we go.
Right out. Now jump on back, because this is the bit that goes a bit sketchy. Ready? 3, 2, 1.
Oh,
Nice job.
that is a risky little game right there. Woo! My heart is racing. That was cool. And that is not the most dangerous snake we're gonna milk. So next on the list is the coastal taipan.
Yeah, we're
right?
stepping it up quite a bit. So this is another large-bodied snake, except these ones are pretty nasty.
Okay, well, let's go for the coastal taipan and see what happens. Wow, this snake is big too.
So normally we cool him down a little bit, so he's a little bit unsure what's happening. But that might work to our advantage. Okay, ready?
Yep.
Go. Wait. Yep, grab him.
Okay, got him.
Oh, yeah.
What a cool looking snake.
So ready?
I got pretty good at holding on his body here. Ooh. Wow.
Give those venom glands a little bit of a squeeze.
Holy mackerel, that looks like more venom than the King Brown.
Yeah.
You're right, and you said he's the record holder for largest venom yield.
Yeah, so this guy's a pretty special animal. That is a bad time.
So if you were to be bitten by this snake and have that much venom go into you, do you think there's a chance you're gonna survive?
Wouldn't be a very good chance.
Okay.
Just the sheer amount would almost drown your system. That's a phenomenal amount and hugely toxic.
It's rather hard to find a coastal taipan, is it not?
Yeah, they're pretty secretive, but it's when you're out bushwalking, you jump over a log, and they just get a bit spooked.
There you go. Okay. Ready to take him off the vial?
Yeah, I'm getting a bit nervous now, but
Yeah.
he's a bit cranky.
Okay.
So
Same process.
same again. Yeah, I'll
body
get you to
going
put
in
the back
first.
end in.
So much power in the body of that snake. So streamlined. You love those scales. Okay.
Right, so get that tail in.
Going in.
3, 2, 1.
2 down and 1 more to go.
And now we're
Next
stepping it
one
up again.
Is the most dangerous snake in the world. That was intense. Oh, bringing in the stairs for this one.
Yeah, I'm not quite that tall. And he's here waiting.
Whoa, nicely done. Wow, this snake's beautiful. And you gotta be quick with the hands, huh?
Light. Yep.
Your grip? Man,
Yeah.
look at that.
Ready?
Yep.
Set. Bugger all venom. Compared to those 2 big ones anyway. That's all you need.
That's it, the most deadly snake in the world right there. And just a single drop of that venom can kill you, correct?
Yeah. So that drop there would kill about 250,000 mice.
It's amazing to be hands-on with a snake that is this dangerous. I mean, even if I saw one of these in the wild, I don't think I would ever try to interact with it. I mean, we would film it from a safe distance, would never even think about catching it or heading it or certainly taking a look at those fangs. And you know, the fangs are not nearly as big as the other species, but man, to just know that that venom is so incredibly toxic. And how many people are bitten by this snake every year?
Very, very little. So these are found out in the middle of basically Australia. No one goes out there unless they're looking for these guys. And normally if they're looking for them, they know what they're doing. We had someone get bitten by one last year and he was in a coma for nearly a week.
Wow.
but he made it through.
Amazing. All right, want to take it off the vial?
Yes, please. My hand's starting to cramp up.
Okay.
I'll take this one just because we're up on top.
Yeah. I am not going to climb up there with you. Woo! I'm sweating.
You're not the only one. Okay, ready? Steady. Nice. I thought he was coming back out then.
Not a ton in there, but just that much would kill you. So, it's a dangerous job, and it takes incredible focus, precision, and a lot of guts to do this on a weekly basis. But how rewarding is it to know that this venom is going towards saving the lives of anyone that's bitten by one of these snakes?
Oh, it's awesome knowing that I have an active part in saving lives. Like me and Kane, we always say we're not smart enough to be brain surgeons, but we can save lives with the anti-venom programs we have. I've had people come in, and it generally happens on your worst week when everything's going wrong, and they'll come in and go, "Oh, you're the reason I'm here," or "You're the reason I'm able to bring my kids here." It's an incredible feeling. It just gives you chills. Like I've got goosebumps just talking about it. It's awesome.
Well, Zach, thank you so much for having us behind the scenes here today at the Australian Reptile Park, where we got to milk 3 of the most deadly snakes on the planet. I'm Coyote Peterson. Be brave. Stay wild. We'll see you on the next location.
Every year, a collision course with fate finds dozens of adventure seekers, outdoor enthusiasts, and even backyard gardeners bitten by one of Australia's most deadly creatures. Most bites happen by accident, and while no one ever wants to be in the wrong place at the wrong time, there is comfort knowing that wildlife experts such as Zach Bauer and Kane Christensen are fearlessly working to extract venom that will be used to save lives. The creation of anti-venom is a fascinating science, and if you would like to learn more information about Australian Reptile Park's milking program, make sure to visit their website.
I'm on Australia's Sunshine Coast, and I'll be interviewing Leela, a woman who knows firsthand the dangers of interacting with a venomous snake. She's a bite victim survivor who nearly lost her life, and today she's going to be sharing her incredible story. Now, what Leela doesn't know is that we're also going to be getting her face to face with a deadly snake whose venom, believe it or not, ultimately saved her life. For you, this all began in 1974, the day it all happened, when you were bitten by a venomous snake. Can you take us back to that morning when you were heading out to the barn, you had farm animals, and you were barefoot? Like a lot of people in Australia walk around barefoot, and you found yourself in the worst case scenario. Take us to that morning and tell us the story.
Well, it happened in the afternoon, late afternoon, almost on dark. And I had a goat, and I was putting the goat under the house.
I mean, what goat wouldn't want to live underneath a house?
So, yeah, I was happily putting her under the house. I had a baby and a 2-year-old inside. And I felt this, like a pins and needles feeling, like pins and needles in my foot. And so I went inside, and I thought straight away that I definitely had been bitten by a snake or a spider. I wasn't sure what. The poison immediately went straight up to my head.
Really?
So I got a migraine headache. I've never had a migraine headache in my life. So I had this migraine headache, and straight away I started to vomit. So I got the bucket, and I'm leaning over the bucket vomiting and thinking, oh God, I need help, I need help. So I put my baby and my 2-year-old and myself in the car with the bucket so I could keep vomiting in the bucket and go to the neighbours. And then the neighbour takes me straight to the Southport Hospital. And at the Southport Hospital, the doctor thought reckon I was a hippie and I was on drugs and I didn't know what I was talking about.
That's an unfair judgment.
Very unfair. And gave me a blood test and left me all night with no antivenin, no nothing. And I was yelling out for help because I was getting feverish and I knew they weren't doing anything for me, and I was screaming out for help. I want my acupuncturist to come to the hospital.
An acupuncturist in the 70s?
Yeah, and the acupuncturist actually made it up to the hospital. He heard somehow on the grapevine.
Certainly no text messaging back then.
No mobile phones back then. He came up to the hospital and he felt, because acupuncturists, they go on your pulse. Everything's on your pulse. He felt my pulse and he felt every muscle fighting the venom.
Wow.
And the next morning, I had fallen into a coma and every muscle had collapsed and I couldn't breathe. And so they found the venom in my blood test, and then they gave me the antivenin, but it I couldn't breathe at this stage.
Yeah.
So they had to put me into an ambulance and race me to intensive care in Brisbane, which was about 100 kilometres. And so I was on oxygen in the ambulance. Just as they got to the hospital, they ran out of oxygen, I died. They raced me up.
Hold on, you died?
I died, my heart stopped beating, they raced me up to intensive care and they got me going. They got me breathing.
How did they get you breathing? Did they have to put a tube down into
They
your
had to put
lungs?
tubes all over me and in my mouth. And they leave the tubes in your mouth for 5 days. And after 5 days, they have to do tracheotomy because it can get infected.
Yeah.
So they had to do a tracheotomy where they open up your throat and they put a machine into your throat, a tube, and the machine is actually breathing for you because you cannot breathe on your own.
So a lot of the snakes in Australia have a neurotoxic venom, which ultimately can cause your internal system to go into a state of paralysis and collapse. And it sounds like that's exactly
and
what happened to
I
you.
had big hematomas in my groins, which are big black bruises.
Yeah.
Which are hematomas or internal bleeding. So I had internal bleeding, and I was in the coma for 6 days. Wow. And then after that, I regained my consciousness.
So the moment that you came back, let's call this day 7 into your ordeal, do you remember waking up out of this coma?
I do. I do, and I remember thinking to myself, this is a dream.
Really?
I'm having a dream. This can't be real. This can't be real.
So once you'd woken up out of the coma, like, were you just kind of like a cucumber there in your bed? Like, at that point, your muscles had gained no control
I had no
back?
strength. I had no strength. They sat me up, and I just fell back down again. I had no strength at all. I
Must have been so scary.
It was a slow process of my muscles building back up.
So you're in the coma, you come out of it, and I imagine your first question to the doctors would be, do we know what kind of snake bit me? Do you know at this point which species it was?
I don't know if I knew at that point, but David Flay from Fauna and Flora Reserve in Burleigh Heads, who had it for many, many years on the Gold Coast, he was an expert on snakes, and he diagnosed the snake as a rough-scale snake.
Ooh, yeah, no, rough-scaled snake. I mean, that aligns with the symptoms that you had from the venom. And here's the thing about a rough-scaled snake, very unassuming looking snake. Small head, small mouth, so I could see if you got a bite from that snake, fast striking, and very, very small fangs, but very potent venom. So Leela, after you get out of the hospital and you're back home, between 1974 and now, do you have any long-lasting symptoms? You do?
Yes, I don't have any reserves. So if I go downhill, I can't pull on any reserves. I've just got to go to bed and go to sleep. In fact, I've got to lay down at lunchtime every single day. And I've got to recuperate because my nervous system is damaged from the snake venom. The snake venom affects your central nervous system, and that's one thing is permanently damaged from the snake bite is my nervous system.
Gotcha. Okay, so a lot of people out there have a fear of snakes. It's called ophidiophobia. So I have to ask you, previously or now or after this experience, were you afraid of snakes, or are you now afraid of snakes given that one nearly took your
I'm not afraid of snakes, no, because I love animals. I love animals, and I just happen to be in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Yeah.
And I respect snakes. I respect all animals.
That's a fantastic message. I think a lot of people would assume if somebody was bitten by a snake and it nearly killed them that, like, snakes, this is why I don't like them. But you're right. I mean, snakes are doing an amazing thing for the planet. They are the control for all of the species that we as humans usually try to have not get into our house. All of the vermin species, the mice and different rodents.
I believe that snakes will just want to really just get out of your road. You know, they just want to get on with their life. They're not out there to kill you. They're not out there to bite you.
Now, we have a little something extra lined up today. I don't know if you were aware of this or not, but would you be comfortable? We are in the vicinity of a snake. Not a rough-scaled snake, the tiger snake. The snake that is actually responsible for providing the venom that created anti-venom to save your life. Would you be
up for meeting a tiger snake?
I'd like to meet it. I don't
Yeah?
hold it.
It will be totally controlled, and if you want, you'll even be able to pet its tail.
No, thanks.
You don't think you'll pet its tail? You might when you see how pretty the snake is.
I don't know.
We'll cross that
Bring it
bridge
on,
when we
bring it
get
on.
to it. But you at least seeing the snake, that's a huge step. And saying that you're not afraid of snakes, most people, had they been bitten by a snake, would have immediately said, whoa, 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 hold on, you've got a snake here in the same vicinity as me. So I love that you immediately, I saw your eyes light up. You're like, no, 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 I love snakes. I would love to see what this snake is.
Thank you.
That is going to be the next piece of this episode, getting Leela up close and personal with the very snake species whose venom ultimately saved her life.
I'm a fighter, you know.
Yeah?
I fought my way back, I reckon.
Yeah.
I'm here today because I'm a fighter.
Okay, Leela, we've got you in the room of snakes. Now, I know you're not afraid of snakes. We've already accomplished that, but the tiger snake is going to be coming out here. Lockie's going to get it onto the floor. We're back with plenty of distance. We're going to get it inside of the tube, and you'll see how that completely controls the snake's head, so it keeps us and the animal completely safe. It's always a little nerve-wracking, though, anytime one of these venomous snakes comes out of its enclosure. See that? So now that the snake is in the tube, we'll work it up just a little bit further. Okay, cool. Snake is under control. And now we're going to move a little stool in for you to sit on. Right. Are you comfortable?
Yep.
Okay, cool. Lockie, we're good? Okay. Leela, feeling okay?
Yeah.
Okay, there it is, the tiger snake. You can see why it's called the tiger snake, that beautiful tiger pattern. Now, they come in a variety of different colors. This one specifically, I would say, is extra beautiful. It kind of looks like the white Siberian tiger version.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Leela, is this your first time encountering a venomous snake since the bite incident?
Yes.
It is. Wow, that's a big step. Here we are 50 years later, and you're in the room with the very animal whose toxic venom ultimately became the thing that saved your life.
Wow.
How are you feeling right now? A little more nerve-wracking to be in a room of snakes than it is on the
feel
porch?
fine. Totally relaxed, okay.
Yeah. Now, what are the odds, do you think, that you are able to just gently pet the snake's back? Do you think you could do that?
The back.
The back of it.
What about the tail?
You can touch the tail, yeah. You want to pet the tail?
Okay. Yep.
Pretty cool, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. But nothing can hurt you. See how the snake's head, obviously completely contained within inside of that tube. And this is a rather secretive snake species, so unless you're in the right place at the right time to see the snake, which as a team we are often looking to do, but for anybody out there wanting to avoid snakes, there's a good chance you'd be able to avoid this one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And when applicable, milking the venom from this species is what is saving people that are bitten. So it's pretty cool that this snake and the science that's being done to save lives comes from such a cool animal. Do you want to touch it on the back there? Beyond the tail, or we're working beyond the tail at this point? Pretty smooth, huh?
Yeah.
A lot of people think that snakes are slimy. They certainly are not. The scales are very dry, very sleek, and very powerful. You can see how it's just slowly inching itself forward in the tube, and I'm gonna let it come up just a little bit more like this, and I'm gonna let the head just peek out a tiny bit so the Mario can get that shot, but don't worry, you're still gonna be completely safe. There we go. Look at that, pretty cool to see. See that? Look at that. He's like, I want to just keep going. So,
Just don't point it this way. Oh
look at
my
that,
God.
he yawned right at you.
Oh, no.
That was basically him saying,
Oh,
hey,
no, I'm starting to feel a bit nervous
Leela,
now.
Leela,
Oh, no.
nice to meet you. Nice to meet
I'm starting
you.
to feel a little bit nervous
A
now.
little bit nervous now?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I think at this point, what I would love to do is show you the proper treatment for a snake bite.
Yes, this is like a good idea.
Probably a good idea to get it back into its enclosure
Yeah,
at
I
this
think
point.
so, yeah.
All right, I'm gonna hand the tiger. Everybody back up just a little bit there. Tiger's coming back over to Lockie. Let me know when you're comfortable. Good. Okay, got it. And there we have it.
I patted it.
You
I
did.
patted
You
it.
did. That's
I
such
even
a
patted
huge
its back. I patted its
You
back.
petted it, yeah. You see, and up
I
there you're
believe I
like,
did
no, I'm
that.
not going to be able to pet it. But then you saw, you realized, oh, it's not that scary. Can I give you a hug? I'm so proud of you. That was amazing. Leela, we did it. You told your story to the world. You got face to face with a venomous snake and even touched it. As the sun cut through the tops of the cypress trees, I carefully made my way into the swamp. Every step counts when you're in the backcountry of South Texas. And as my boots slowly splashed through the dark water, my focus was completely in tune with the environment. I knew that it was only a matter of time before I would find the one reptile that most people are terrified of.
Coyote, what are you looking for?
Snakes, and nothing yet. You know, most people are out there and they're hiking and they stumble upon snakes when they don't expect to. Me, I'm always looking for them. But if you do come across one in the wild, it's really important to identify the species. A lot of times you have a non-venomous snake that will look like a venomous one. Unfortunately, these non-venomous snakes are then vilified as being venomous, and a lot of times they end up being killed. My goal today is to catch one non-venomous snake and one venomous snake so that we can show you the distinct differences between the two. It's a long search out here in the swamps. I'm not giving up. We are gonna find some snakes. Yes! Yes! Check it out! Okay, little bitey, little bitey. He's got my finger. Ouch. Good news for me, though, is that this one is non-venomous. Bring up in the light. Check that out. That is a broad-banded water snake. Woo, okay, that is half of the equation right there. Watch your GoPro. He's trying to bite you. Well, that's the safe one. Now we gotta find the moccasin. Woo, awesome. Man, definitely got my thumb. A bite from this one, and I'm gonna be just fine. But the other snake we're looking for, the water moccasin, if that had tagged my thumb, we wouldn't be getting shots. We'd be on our way to the hospital. Look at that. Maybe get a little closer for your camera there.
Oh, he's bitey. Beautiful snake.
Okay, cool. Well, let's keep searching for moccasins. You did not want to do is just accidentally step on a venomous snake. This is definitely moccasin territory. There's a moccasin right there. Okay, come up slow.
Where?
Right up against the side of that tree.
Oh, I see.
Wow, look at how big it is. Okay, no, this is the real deal. Stay back. Okay. Stay a couple steps back. Now, they usually move pretty slow. I'm gonna try to hook it and bring it up here onto the path. You ready?
Yep. Careful.
Oh. Start moving.
Careful.
Got that tail. Okay, there we go. Do not want to take a bite from this snake. That one will send you to the hospital. Okay, bringing it up on the path here. Wow, okay. Ooh, rattling the tail a little bit. That is a defensive sign. Okay. It should just stop for us. Come here. There we go. All right, what we need to do now is just get the snake under control so that we can get it up close for the cameras. Let me move it back a little bit here. My nerves are going. Just looking into the water there, and that's how well these things camouflage. I just saw it out of the corner of my eye, just an obscure shape up against that cypress. And that's what these snakes will do. You don't often see them just slithering about like you would a water snake. They'll often be just like this, curled up in a ball somewhere, trying to stay camouflaged, trying to stay away from any potential predators. And then again, if you were gonna try to eat this snake, you better be quick, because if you're tagged by those fangs, you are going to be in a world of trouble. Now, this is a water moccasin, but they are famously known as cottonmouths. And watch this. I'll get the snake to open its mouth, and you'll see that white throat. Look at that. That is a defensive. Oh, see, look, you got the tail going now, too. You see that? Mimicking a rattlesnake, saying, I am venomous. Yes, we know that you are venomous. I can actually see the fangs tucked back. Whew, I am dripping bullets of sweat right now. Let me back up a touch. Okay, well, perfect. We have the two snake species that are indigenous to this habitat, a water moccasin and a broad-banded water snake. One venomous, one that is not. Stick around and we'll show you which is which. Check this out. Completely calm now, considering the fact just a few minutes ago, this snake was doing everything it could to bite me and get away. This is the broad-banded water snake, and look at this incredibly calm demeanor. Now, I noticed the same thing with Lake Erie water snakes and northern water snakes. At first, it's all about fight or flight. If they can't get away and you catch them, they immediately try to bite you. Now, the good news for me, like I said before, is that this is a non-venomous species.
So how big did the snakes get? I mean, are these snakes get as big as a northern water snake?
Yeah, they do. I would say this is about average size for one of these snakes. It is, I'd say, about 2.5 feet in length, but they can grow to be about 3.5 or 4 feet at a maximum size. Females are larger than the males, and I do believe it's a male looking at its cloaca. Yeah, you're a handsome fella, aren't you? Now, these snakes are often misidentified. People see them near the water and they automatically think it's a water moccasin. This is a very common species all across the southeastern United States. And the reason people mistake it for a water moccasin is mostly the fact that A, it's right by the water, and B, the coloration. I'm gonna turn the snake just a little bit. You see all that dark brown that runs the length of the body, and then that faded banding looks just like a younger water moccasin. But then, of course, if you flip the snake over and look at its belly, look at all that copper checkering. You will not find that on a water moccasin. And not that you'd ever necessarily see the belly of the snake, but I just think that that's really, really cool looking. This is actually the first time I have caught this species of snake.
Let me see, check on the camera chat
It is just
for the puppy room.
so incredibly calm right now. I cannot believe how comfortable this snake has gotten
See
with
if I
us. We've only
fixed
been
it.
handling it for a few minutes. Oh, but it did musk on me. There you go. See that white stuff on my hand right there?
Oh, it do look better.
Yeah, it stinks. That is another defense mechanism. Poop on a potential predator if it's trying to eat me. All right, but I'm not gonna eat you. Don't worry. We can just hang out and be friends. Wow, this snake is so cool. Well, I think at this juncture we should bring out the water moccasin. I'm gonna hand this snake off to Mario. He's gonna bring in the moccasin. This is gonna be a little bit more dangerous. Hopefully we'll get that snake to just calm down on the ground and we'll get the cameras up close for it so we can show you the distinct field markings of that snake. All right, you ready? Yep. All right, now we're gonna bring in the water moccasin. Just keep your wits about you because this is going to be slightly more dangerous. Okay, let me bring her over here.
Slightly is an understatement.
Yeah. I got it. Hold on, I'm gonna get her to stop.
Okay. Thank you.
Here we go.
So, Coyote, the water snake you just held.
Oh, did you want to take your
coagulate
pillow
in
home
its
for what your
saliva.
dog said?
This snake has venom. What would this snake do to you?
This snake would,
Cut out
depending
the
how your
tree
body
with the
reacted,
white
it
leopard
could
one?
potentially
Yeah.
kill you. There are not many reported deaths from water moccasin bites. However,
right,
that
see ya.
venom is incredibly toxic and it will break down your red blood cells. You could lose a finger, you could lose your hand. Let's just put it this way. If I'm tagged by this snake, we are leaving the scene and we are heading to the hospital. So I need to be extra careful right now. Mark, we've got you a couple feet past the snake.
The echoing
We've got
wa-
Mario just
wa-
on camera here making sure the snake makes a move. You can keep it away from you, Mark. But other than that, if we just stay calm and collected just like this in front of the snake, we should be just fine. You see the snake's not trying to flee, it's just keeping itself low to the ground, its body spread. Look how wide and girthy that snake is.
Whoa.
Now, these snakes, like the
Hey,
banded
yo.
water snakes, are aquatic.
Calm
However,
down.
they do not dive down underwater to hunt. You will see them occasionally moving from pocket of water to pocket of water, but they usually are hunting on the embankment. These snakes do not have rattles like rattlesnakes, and they rely on their camouflage to keep them hidden. A lot of times people will be walking down a trail, you accidentally step on the snake, and that's how you were bitten. This snake has no interest in chasing or hurting humans. If you just admire this animal from a safe distance, you're gonna be just fine. Okay, so the most important part of this episode is that we want to show you a comparison of this snake next to the broad-banded water snake. Now, to do that, I'm going to have to get the water moccasin under control, which means I'm going to use my snake hook to gently pin its head and then pick the snake up. Mario's going to bring in the broad-banded water snake. We're going to put them side by side and show you the distinct field marks so that you can properly identify these snakes if you ever come across them in the wild. I am
gently going to get position of her head, just like this. There we go. I want my fingers just behind the head like that. Okay.
This is the most dangerous thing you can do with a venomous snake.
Yep. Never, ever, ever do what you see me doing here. I'll get full control of the body. There we go. Yeah, well, you notice my hand is shaking. Now, never, ever, ever try to pick up a venomous snake like you just saw me do. And the only reason that I headed this snake is so that we can get both of these right next to each other. I've got a gentle yet firm grip on the back of her head, just behind the venom glands, and full control of the body. You won't see me moving too much more for this scene. I just gotta kind of collect my nerves, stay calm. Mario, go ahead and bring in the broad-banded water snake.
There we go.
Cool. Look at that.
A little nervous?
A little bit. Kind of have a dangerous snake here in my hand. She's calmed down a bit. You can see her tongue's flicking out now, so that's good. She's not trying to expose her fangs. Now, the water moccasin, because it is a pit viper and it has these two massive venom glands, has a very triangular-shaped head. You pan over to the broad-banded water snake, and its head is actually very narrow. However, when these broad-banded water snakes are threatened, they will flatten their heads and puff them up, forming them into a triangle, which oftentimes causes people to misidentify them for water moccasins. It's good news for the snake if it drives off a predator, but it's bad news if that predator is a human, and then unfortunately that snake usually ends up being killed.
Okay. Puppy channel back
sorry,
on.
a little nervous. Let's look on the heads as well at the snake's eye. So I'm going to just slightly turn.
I'll move you.
Okay.
You stay there.
Okay. You'll notice that the water moccasin has a vertical pupil, while the banded water snake has a circular pupil. I don't imagine anybody out there watching is ever going to get face-to-face with either of these snake species, but if you happen upon one and you see a vertical pupil, you know it's a moccasin and you know that it's venomous. Now, the last difference on the face of these snakes is the fact that the water moccasin is a pit viper. Now, right up front there, you'll see a nostril, and just behind that, you see another hole in between the nostril and the eye. That is the heat-sensing pit, which allows these snakes to detect not only their prey, but potential predators in the environment. Now, when you look at the broad-banded water snake, you'll notice that it does not have pits, just eyes and nostrils. When you look at these two snakes overhead, you can see how similar they are in coloration. Now, the broad-banded water snake has more distinct banding, but if you were to just see these snakes at a quick glance, they are pretty similar looking. But you'll notice that the water moccasin has a much girthier, flattened body as compared to the banded water snake. Look at that difference right there.
But their scales look similar.
They do, don't they? And both species have rough keeled scales, which allows them to quickly be able to move through this rugged environment.
Can we see the
Belly's
bellies?
armor
That's
looks
another
sick.
big difference.
Yep.
Wow, look at that.
Yep. Now, you're never likely to see the belly of these two snakes next to each other, but as you can see, the banded water snake is beautiful and checkered, and the water moccasin is just kind of plain and cream colored. Not that that makes the snake any less special.
I smell something, Coyote.
You do. I smell that same thing. Both of these snakes right now are musking, which is a final defense tactic in the event that something tries to eat them. That musk is coming out of their bottom ends, and if you're a predator and you get that in your mouth, it tastes really bad. So, as you can tell, these snakes have many different defenses against potential predators. For everyone out there watching, we want you to know that these two snakes are very difficult to distinguish from one another. And if you see a snake out there in the wild, definitely treat it as if it's venomous. If it's a moccasin and you take a bite, you're going to be in a lot of trouble. So it's best to just always admire these animals from a safe distance.
People that
Working with
do
snakes
nervous
is one of the
farting.
most dangerous aspects of this job. And the reason I do it is so that we can learn about these incredible animals and hopefully walk away with a newfound respect for even the ones that we are afraid of.
Nervous sweats.
With the setting of the hot Florida sun comes the rise of its nocturnal predators. Some of these creatures, like the American alligator, are not the kind of foe you would ever want to stumble upon while out exploring in the Everglades. And despite the fact that alligators rarely attack humans, their natural instinct is to hunt under the cover of darkness. All the more reason to steer clear of their environments at night. On this humid evening, we are back en route towards civilization after filming a selection of sunset B-roll shots. Traveling the back roads at night, believe it or not, is actually a great place to stumble upon a variety of snake species that slither up from the swampy waters and onto the asphalt
to absorb the daytime's remaining heat. Much to our delight, this is exactly the scenario we encountered, and you are now about to witness one of America's most dangerous snakes.
Holy cow. Okay, I got the GoPro rolling. Mario, get the lights, get the lights. Give me that snake tong. We have got a huge water moccasin. Here. Give me this, give me this. He's right in the middle of the road. Go slow, go slow. Mark, kill the car. Keep the lights on though. Wow. Holy cow. That is the biggest water moccasin I have ever seen.
Sure.
Wow. Look at that snake. That thing is huge. Wow, we're gonna wait till we get the lights out. Massive water moccasin just in front of us. You can't tell how big it is on the GoPro, but it is massive.
That is a huge water moccasin.
Oh, he's starting to move. He's curling into a tighter ball. I'm gonna try to come on this side of it. That's exactly what we want right there. See how it's curling up into a tight little ball? Perfect defensive pose right there. Wow, that is a massive snake. That's the water moccasin for you right there. The quintessential cottonmouth. I'm definitely gonna keep my snake tongs in between me and the snake. These snakes are capable of striking up to 3 feet in length. It will lunge its entire body forward. You can see it's puffing itself up right now, trying to be bigger, saying, I'm a big snake. Yes, we are aware that you are a big snake. In fact, this is the largest water moccasin I have ever seen. Mario, go ahead and zoom in on the back of his tail there. See that little wiggling of the tail? Mimicking the movements of a rattlesnake, trying to warn me, back up, I am agitated. You can see he's puffing up his body now. Woo! Woo! Did you see that?
Yeah.
I barely even moved, brought the snake tongs back, and it struck at me. Look at the position that his head is in right now. Okay, I'm gonna do this. I just want to test the distance of his strike here. So he's gonna strike again. Okay. He's got his back to you, Mark, which is good for you, not necessarily good for me. Oh, you see that? Another strike. Okay, I've kind of tested his limits. You still got an okay shot there?
Yeah.
Wow. And look at how heavy-bodied this snake is. There's no way you would mistake a water moccasin of this size for just a normal water snake. And oftentimes those two species are confused for each other. As you guys know, we've done an episode in the past. We've compared the water moccasin to the water snake. And at that point, we compared two snakes that are of similar size. This thing is an absolute giant. And one way to easily identify a moccasin when it's fully adult like this, look at the banding right on the side of the face. Mario, see if you can zoom in on that there. Oh, wow, just bit the tongs. Did you see that? Okay, completely spun its body around. Go ahead and zoom in there. Get a good shot.
Let me get on my feet. He's a little closer than I would be when laying on the ground.
Now, if the snake does decide to take off, Mario, Mark, you both just get up and I'll get a hold of it with the tongs or get in front of it. There you go. Now you can get a better idea of just how long this snake is. I'd say it's close to 3.5 feet in length. Ooh, an incredibly dangerous snake. Now, when I say this moccasin is big, it's almost an understatement. I want to give you guys something for scale. What I'm going to do is actually move the GoPro with the snake tongs in close to the snake. Oh, geez, struck right out at the camera. I guess he doesn't like GoPros, so that you can have something in there for scale. Can you see that?
Oh, yeah.
So that's a GoPro next to the head of that snake. The snake's head is almost as large as the GoPro is. When it comes to the girth of its body, I would say in circumference, it's probably close to 6 or 7 inches, and the length of the snake is around 3 to 3.5 feet. This is without question the largest water moccasin I've ever seen. Now, as we know, the water moccasin has
Everything's
a very
the largest
popular
I've ever
nickname,
seen without
the
question.
cottonmouth. What they'll oftentimes do is curl up in a tight
Can we
ball
keep it
and
tally?
bend their head back and gape their mouth open. The inside of the mouth is bright white, just like a cotton ball. And as we know, that bright white coloration is aposematic, warning any predator that this bright color means that I am potentially toxic. Now, when you're talking copperheads versus water moccasins versus rattlesnakes, I would say that the water moccasin is pretty much right there in the middle when it comes to toxicity. Armed with a hemotoxic venom, and if you were bitten by this snake, there's no question about it, you were going to find yourself on the way to the hospital. All right, Mario, go ahead and zoom in on the snake's head. See how he's got his head positioned up like that and has a very triangular shape to it? Almost looks like the spade of a shovel, the front of a shovel. That signifies that this is a venomous snake.
Your puppy can hear them?
I know we've
Yeah,
featured
they're
the
loud right
snake
now.
species on the channel before, but most of those have been small to medium sized. So as we were just driving out of the Everglades here and we saw the snake, we had to stop the vehicle, get the lights out, get the cameras, and get a couple of really cool shots. All right, that's exactly what we want right there. He says curled himself up into a bit of a tighter ball. Okay, or he's ready to strike, and he just completely bit down and wrapped his head around the snake tongs. Look at all of the venom on the tongs.
Let me get a shot of that real quick.
That's crazy.
Wow, that's a lot of venom.
Yeah.
Wash my hands.
Now you may be asking yourself, what is this snake doing in the center of the road like this at night? We actually just finished filming sunset B-roll shots. We're getting ready to drive ourselves out of the Everglades, and here's this giant right in the middle of the road. What the snakes will do at night is come out and lay on the asphalt to warm up. Now the water moccasin is primarily a nocturnal species, so what's getting ready to do now is after it heats up, it's gonna head off into this underbrush and it's gonna begin hunting. Now, as a semi-aquatic pit viper, they have a really incredible opportunity to be in the water and hunting for things like fish and amphibians. Now, as compared to the other venomous pit vipers that we have in the United States, like rattlesnakes and copperheads, this is the only one that's actually capable of spending a significant amount of time in the water. Well, at this juncture, I think it's probably best that we gently move the snake off the side of the road so another car doesn't come and accidentally run it over. This is a pristine specimen when it comes to the quintessential water moccasin. How cool is this? Stumbling upon one of the most notorious pit vipers here in the Everglades. All right, buddy, let's move you off the road here.
Came right at me.
All right, there we go. The snake is now safely on the side of the road. He's gonna disappear into the underbrush and continue his night of hunting. See you later, big guy. Of all the venomous snake species in the United States, it is a valid statement to say that the water moccasin is one of the most dangerous. They are quick striking and incredibly defensive if cornered. Their venom is not the most potent. However, when they deliver a bite, it usually comes with a powerful punch and a heavy yield of toxins that will most certainly send you to the hospital. It's important that you never try to catch or harass one of these snakes. And if you see one in the wild, remember that like all slithering reptiles, they simply want to be left alone. And if you walk in the opposite direction, your encounter with the notorious cottonmouth will be a completely safe one. Brave Wilderness has become culturally synonymous with animal bites and stings. In the name of
Maybe this
science
is his
and
fetish.
entertainment, I've taken on my fair share of painful encounters. Oh, it's stuck in my arm! But some bites are far too dangerous when it comes to human trial. So that is where technology
He like
comes
gets
in.
off to it, you know?
We have teamed up with Ohio HD, one of the Midwest premier production houses. Renowned for their arsenal of high-end equipment, they are considered experts in executing creative ideas with specialized solutions. And today, we are combining our talents to bring you into the strike zone. On this episode, we're going to take you into the slow-motion strike zone of the mangrove snake and the water moccasin. To capture these predator strikes, we will be using a Phantom high-speed camera, capable of capturing 1,000 frames per second at full 4K resolution. Then, by slowing down the footage, we will be able to closely analyze and break down why these strikes are so effective and ultimately lethal. Wow. Here we go! Also joining our party is the Bolt high-speed Cinebot, which can go from standstill to high-speed motion in a fraction of a second. Yep, it's a robot with a camera for a head that can move faster than a human. Trust me, I was just as impressed as you are. Now before we enter the strike zone, first, let me introduce our fearless wildlife experts, Mario Aldecoa and Mike Easter. They will help to ensure that everything goes according to plan. Remember,
safety for the animals and our crew is always the #1 priority.
There you have it. The cast of characters is set. So if you guys are ready, let the strikes begin.
Okay, that's good. Let's turn it.
So where we're gonna set this up is right here on this amazing tree branch sculpture. Now, Mario, are you setting up for somebody's birthday?
No, it's no one's birthday. This is a prop. It is a balloon. And we are going to use this to entice a snake to strike out and hopefully pop the balloon in slow motion.
Okay, what snake species is going to be striking at this balloon?
We're going to be using a mangrove snake. It is a mildly venomous colubrid from Southeast Asia.
Okay, fingers crossed. Let's see what
It's
happens.
pretty.
Oh, that's really good. All right.
This is
gorgeous
going to be
snake.
it.
This, of course, does not hurt the snake in any way. The only injury will come to the balloon. Okay, ready? 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 Is that good?
Not like it's colored. And its face. So pretty.
Oh, that was the one. That was it.
Yeah, in slow motion.
Wow. Okay, so careful with your camera right there. The snake is still in strike pose. That was a good strike. That was pretty cool. That noise was loud inside of the studio, too.
Wow.
Ladies and gentlemen, the moment you've been waiting for, it's time to enter the strike zone.
Okay, this is the moment. This is where we review the footage to find out if we got the strike. Man, the shot is crisp. Look at the snake. His mouth is already gaped open. Here comes the balloon.
Oh yeah,
The
it's your
shot.
mouth. Damn.
It seems like it
Such
lasts
a
forever.
right
I
angle.
expect it to come so much quicker.
Casey, nice. I see you're pointing up.
Yep.
That's perfect. That's great.
Yeah, you
crazy.
can actually see the teeth hanging down from the roof of his mouth. The anticipation. 1,000 frames a second lasts a long time. Here comes the strike. Here it comes.
Oh, man.
Wow, that was incredible. Oh, that is one
Damn,
heck
mouth
of a
is
shot
insane.
right there.
Dancing in the treetops is no challenge for this arboreal reptile. And what's more terrifying is that this killer usually hunts at night. Combining its excellent
Going
vision
to
to
the
pick
forest,
up on
get
even the
whacked in the
slightest
face.
movement, it's then the snake's forked tongue that ultimately helps this lethal predator zero in and lock its strike. The S-shaped stance allows the reptile to spring forward, and if the strike is successful, it will hold on to the prey and begin to chew, maneuvering the victim toward its rear fangs, where a mild venom is slowly injected. To humans, this bite is not fatal, but to birds, small mammals, and lizards, this is a very slow and agonizing end.
All right, guys, water moccasin is coming on to set.
Already got the gape going.
Oh, already in strike pose. Oh, look at
Nice.
that. We've got this log situation set up here, and the hopes is that the water moccasin is going to coil right here, and then we are going to slowly add in a warm water balloon and see if those heat-seeking pits are capable of striking out and giving us quite the show. Think this is gonna work?
Well, we got the mangrove snakes to strike. Supposedly water moccasins are a lot more aggressive. I think this is gonna work.
Well, let's see some action. We want a water moccasin strike in slow-mo. Casey, how's that framing look for you?
I'm feeling good here.
Okay. Mike, we feel good about the snake?
Feel good.
Okay. And I think we're ready. Oh. Wow, what just happened?
You struck at the balloon.
I forgot about the water actually.
Wow. So, with virtually insane speed, that snake struck out. Those fangs hit the balloon, an explosion of air and water everywhere. That was going to be one very epic slow motion shot. You feel good about that, Casey?
I love that.
Oh, if Casey likes it, I like it. All right, I say let's review the clip. This is it, reviewing the footage of the water moccasin strike. Look at that, tongue flicking in and out. Casey, this frame is absolutely perfect. Here we go. Oh! Wow.
Dang.
Oh!
That's cool.
That was amazing.
That water added an unbelievable effect. Dude, Casey, that might have been the best shot of the day right there. Distinguished by its stocky build and semi-aquatic nature, this New World pit viper is an accurately lethal striker. Using heat-sensitive pits, located between the eyes and nostrils, these sensory organs contain a network of thermal receptors that help detect the heat signatures of prey items. Even in complete darkness, the pits allow them to strike with incredible precision. And like a heat-seeking missile, their bite hits and delivers an explosion of hemotoxic venom. To any prey item, this hit is fatal. To humans, it's a race to the hospital.
Damn. Medic.
In slow motion, you can truly appreciate how fast and accurate the strike of a snake can be. It's not an experience you want to have, so remember, pay attention to your surroundings when out hiking. If you come across a venomous snake, always admire it from a safe distance.
That one's cool, black and
It
white.
is early morning, and it is very similar to the conditions we had the other day when we visited this mechanic's property and unfortunately came across a dead black mamba. We have gotten a call, he has seen another mamba. So we are in fast pursuit to get out to this property as fast as we can so that the snake doesn't either A, kill another dog, or get killed itself. Black mambas get a bad reputation as a snake species that will actually chase after you. That is never going to be the case
So
with any
sad.
animal. They're always going to choose
I don't want to watch this one. They kill dogs. Fuck you. Or maybe I should so I know what it looks like actually.
fight. But most importantly, we need to keep ourselves safe because a bite from one of these
They won't
animals
show dogs, do
is
they?
medical.
No, I don't see more dogs.
Nothing comes close to the black mamba, just due to its size and just the immense speed of these snakes. So yeah, we're gonna try avoid as much as possible having this human-mamba conflict, especially with the guys, dogs and cats. So we're gonna try get rid of.
Are they only in like Africa?
So right now Tyrone is just flipping every piece of flat material that he can find anywhere this time of day that would be perfect for snakes to be hiding.
Australia. No.
Creepy abandoned
Okay.
building. Nest full of wasps. We're gonna keep moving.
This is probably a needle in a haystack. Look at this, especially a snake that's grayish black in color. Talk about crazy camo. If there was a mamba in here.
Well, get on in there. Let's find that snake. Well, we've been searching for about 25 minutes now. Not seen any snakes. Seen a lot of other things. And it's usually when you're looking for a snake that you don't find a snake. They always surprise you. Ooh, that is creepy. Oh, it's like a rodent superhighway back there. I don't know if you can see that.
We got a snake.
A snake? Where?
Yeah, we got a snake.
Is it a mamba?
It's a mamba. We got a black mamba. He's just under this little piece of tile.
What?
Hey,
You got snake? Is it the mamba?
I think it's a mamba, man.
Really? Where? Oh man, in here? You saw it?
Yeah, he's under there. He looks like a pretty big mamba.
It is a mamba.
It's definitely a mamba.
Shoot, I hope there's no hole back there. I don't see anything. Yes, I do. I see snake. Definitely see a snake.
No, they
back
are in
there.
Africa. I was right.
Oh, yes. Dude, I think it's mamba. It's grayish in coloration. All right, mamba madness at its finest right here.
Sub-Saharan
That's a mamba.
Africa.
That is definitely a mamba. Tyrone, what is the play?
Cool, so we're gonna just move some of the stuff that's sitting on top here. I'm gonna get a tongue on the snake. We're gonna get sort of about 50, 60 centimeters behind the head. And then we're gonna try get another tongue on the snake just to secure it so the snake starts wriggling around, doesn't put any of us in danger.
Okay.
Yeah, so we're just gonna safely secure the snake and we're gonna go from there. We're just gonna have to be really agile. These snakes are really unpredictable, super defensive, so we just gotta be on high alert because this is top tier, the most dangerous snake in the country here.
Okay, this is the worst case scenario because it's pinned into a corner.
Yeah.
The safest scenario for myself, the crew, and certainly the snake is going to be to get it inside one of these tubes so we have control of the head. All right, I'm here on your command, so you let me know what you need me to do.
Cool, so we're just gonna...
They don't wear
get on right to it
gloves
now. We're
or
gonna
any
move some of this
sleeves. That's insane.
Shrapnel out the way. Yeah, Yeah, you can see the big coil of the snakes right coming out the back there. Got a big mamba.
Oh man, yeah.
Cool, we're going in hot.
You want to lift it? Lift it?
Let's lift. Yeah, we got a black mamba. Okay, I'm gonna grab it, tongs on the snake. You can see he's popping up his neck there slightly, it's a little narrow hood. One tongue is secure. We're gonna grab the secondary part of the snake here.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Cool, the snake is secure. I'm coming out in the open area here.
Wow. That's a big snake. Okay, so you want me to get the tubes?
Yeah, let's get the tubes going.
God.
Okay, what do you think?
That's a long danger noodle.
We're just gently restraining the snake. We don't want to put too much pressure on him. Get his head in there. Okay, he's going. Let him go a little bit more. I'm just gonna reverse. Okay, do you want to grab it? Are you comfortable grabbing that? Just put him all the way up there. Let me know as soon as you're comfortable.
Yeah, I got a little, no, I'm not comfortable yet.
Yeah, I've still got the tongs on it, they're safe.
Okay.
I want you to just put that back hand, so like completely holding the tube and that snake, so he's not gonna reverse, because he is gonna pull back.
He is gonna pull back, okay.
Yeah,
You don't think he can get out from there?
No, as long as you've got a good grip on him. Tell me when you're comfortable, I'm gonna release the tongs.
Okay, go ahead and release the tongs. This is a nerve-wracking moment.
Okay, and you remember, he may try reverse, so if he does, just hold him quite in place there.
Okay.
You got him.
Okay. Can I work him up a little bit further?
Yeah, you can work him up a little further. Good work.
My hands are shaking at the moment. Wow, that is a very strong snake. Okay, well, watch your face there. Sorry. There we have it. That is a black mamba, safely tubed. Rather intense situation, but that went pretty smoothly.
That's how we do it. We work safely.
I catch my breath for a minute. My heart is racing. Okay, so the snake is staying pretty calm now.
I'm good, bro.
Out of this enclosure and get ourselves
Good for
a
y'all.
little more.
Fuck that. Puppies agree. Fuck that. That is one long ass danger noodle. No, no. Oh, I need to catch up on the Trump stream that happened while Knox was missing. There we go. Oh, no, it's not, there's not an actual opening, it's just the fence. It's fine. I'm coming. I'm coming. Everyone mad now. You make everyone jealous. What you did. Look what you started. It's okay. We can do 20. Okay. Hello, pupper. What's up? Little pupper, come here. Come here, little papa. Wait. Give me that. Oh, oh my goodness. Yeah, it smells so yummy, doesn't it? It always smells so good. Here. You remember? Come here. Look. Come here. Come here. Remember what that is? Mmm. Yeah, delicious. I just don't remember if we and I had done clicker training yet. I'm gonna do it with Loki and Ella. Yeah, this is Friday. I wanted to do some work. Not that big, boy. They look like they're huge. You got hiccups already? What are you doing? Come here. You smell it all around? Come from here. Come here, look. You not see what I have? I got tweets. Come here. Yes, there you go. Where are you going? You want to do a brain puzzle? We can do that too. Is that more fun for you? You're a problem solver? That's still mental stimulation. Send me the call. It's like, oh. Oh, this guy's almost 20 pounds, probably. He's probably like 16, 17 pounds. You're getting annoyed now? You're like, get up, get it, get it. You're doing well. Yeah, you did it. There's one more on the side. He's trying to get the tree. Let me see. Oh, you smushed it. Oh, get upset. I know. Did you smush it? Here, you want to do this instead? You annoyed now because it smushed into the crack? There you go. There's one more in there. Okay, do that. Good boy. Good boy, you did it. Did the puzzle. All right. Yes, there you go. What are you doing? Take it. There you go. Come here, boy. Good boy. Come here. Stop backing up onto that. I'm kind of pressure backing up though. Hey! No. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. So silly. Hey, come on. Come on. Come on. You silly boy. Oh! What's up? What's the matter with you? Why are you going crazy? Why are you going crazy, boy? What you doing over there? Want a treat? What are you going crazy for? What's up? What's bothering you? You must remove all distractions, I guess. Remove all distractions. What are you doing? Here. You want to get a bigger treat? Can you not smell that anymore? Hey, hey, hey. Ooh. Look what I got. Look what I got. Look what I got. Yes. Well, you gotta pay attention to me. Come here. I'm gonna sit on this instead. Yeah, I am. I'm the one who's gonna sit on it. Hey. It's mine. I'm claiming it. Oh, okay. You're gonna sit next to me? Get comfy. It is comfy. You're right. What? Is your foot okay? Let me see. Maybe something bit you when we went outside. Let me take a look. Your foot alright? Oh, your paw pad is a little bit torn. What happened to your foot? Not like torn bleeding, but just kind of rough. Well, I guess they're all kind of like that. They're all kind of like that. That just might be a little. Your foot hurt? No? No, you're just cleaning it? Okay. What? Oh, that angle's awkward. I'm sorry. I don't think you had bugs. I had a capstar yesterday. I don't think you'd be itchy. You okay? You don't see any bugs on you. You don't see any allergic reactions. You just crying today. Did you just get some attention earlier today? Now you want more when we went to the pet store? Is that what's going on? You want more cuddles and adoration? Is that what's happening? You want to play with more peoples? You want to get more attention? No, take a spot. Oh! Is that what it is? Oh! You take a spot. Oh, all three of your legs are shaking. Oh my gosh. Ooh. You're so silly. Oh, right there, huh? It's just right there, isn't it? It's right there. It's just right there, isn't it? It's right there. Yeah. Oh, double tickle spot. You're so silly. I hope that stays. You're so sweet. I love you. Oh, you just want some attention. That's all. You just want attention. You be like your mommy. Oh, need attention. Need attention. What kind of dogs are they? Mommy's a golden retriever and dad's a border collie. Very smart, loving, friendly doggies. Very aesthetic. Oh, the tickles. You happy? Yeah, we buddies. Are we buddies? We best friends for life. Yeah. We're besties. This is Ryder. Oh. You're so pretty. You are so pretty. Sweet little puppers. What? What? What is it? What? What? See, he's all scratchy today. I don't know why. Are you allergic to something? What's up? Have an itchy? What's the matter? What is the matter? I don't see any buggies on you. You don't have a cap stars. They should be all repelled. What's going on? You itchy? What? What's going on? What's wrong? He's so cute. Want to cuddle? Come here. Come here. Come here. You were all over this before. What happened? He's like, Like the tile better now? You changed your mind? Okay, whatever makes you happy. Such a good mix of Princess and Nox facial features. It's very fun to look at. Like as I get older, I'm seeing more traits coming out. Funny because his eyes are like the expressiveness of princess, but then his snout twitches like Nox more. And the ears are kind of a mix too. The top of his head's more golden though. Come here. Puppy. Come here. Oh, oh, oh. Boop. Boop. Hi. Oh yeah, I got him. It worked. Oh, you're so sweet. My little pupper. Oh. Mm-hmm. How are you? What's wrong? What's up today? Huh? What is it? What is it? You're kind of whiny. What's wrong? Huh? What is it? No, you're so calm. So calm. Someone get stuck. What's going on? Go check. What's wrong? Are you okay? Everybody okay? Somebody crying? What's wrong? Puppy sleep. What are you doing? Hey, what are y'all doing? What are y'all doing? What are you looking at? Hold on, let me see. Let me see. What are you doing? What is it? What are y'all looking at? I don't get it. What's going on? What is it? What are y'all looking at? What's here? Did somebody throw up or something? Are y'all looking at it? I'm so, I don't know. What's happening? Oh, you're being strange. I don't know. Anybody in chat see? Anybody see what happened? I don't know. Maybe someone threw up and they're looking it up. I'm coming back. Hello. You want to try again with the clicker training? Nope. Here, here. I don't know what they're looking at the card on. That's what I'm trying to figure out. Nope. Yes. There you go. I don't think I've done clicker training with him actually, so this is his first time, I think. Look, up here. Come here. Almost. Yes. Good boy. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Hey. My foot smell good to you? What's up? What are you doing? What? You want more treats? You have to work for them though. No. Come here. I have my hand. Yes, good boy. Good boy, good boy. Pinky toe hurts. You got crampy earlier. Started feeling it hurting in my shoe. Usually it's related to the ankle though. here, boy. Yes. There you go. Now we're getting it. You're getting the hang of it now. Much better. We just started learning it. Come on, give it the program. Remember what you just did? No, that's not it. Come here. Ooh. Woof. 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 Now. That's a sit. I'll take it. You got your foot down here. You want more? Oh. All right, we can cut a little bit. Oh my gosh, it's just yes, 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 yeah. Oh, you bubble. So sweet like your mommy. I love you. Mhm. 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 Oh. Handsome boy. He's a handsome boy. Yeah. Your cuddle reward. Mm-hmm. Your love language is physical touch. Physical touch like mama. Just like princess. Mm-hmm. Oh, my puppy whoops. Oh, puppy whoops. Aww. Like the cool tile. He's nice, isn't it? What's up? Ooh, that's so good. That's a good one. Woof. Woof. Oh, you wanted some space on here? Didn't think there was enough? What? I'm not even doing anything. That's a problem. Where are the pets? Come in. Okay. He's like, that's the problem. What? You're gonna be like your mommy, aren't you? Constant love or I'm unhappy. Mm-hmm. You're needy. Oh, needy doggies. You gotta learn to be okay though without getting pecked on, so we don't want this all the time. What? Why are you freaking out? You're so vocal today. It was just one of those days. I got those days sometimes. No. Always on fit. Oh, no, my God. No. I got it. Come here. Oh. Get it, go crazy. Get it. Huey, get it. Come on. Come on. Yeah, you got it. You got it. Got it. Get it. Come on. Get it. Oh, yeah. There you go. There you go. Oh, almost. Oh, oh. Come on, get it. Get it. Come on. There you go. Yes. There you go. Good boy. Get it. You got it. Now what? Yeah. Yeah. So sweet. You're so sweet. Oh. I got your little sticker spot. Oh. You ready to go nappy now? You want to take a nap now? Uh-huh. Want to go back with your siblings? Your brothers and your sisters. Did you get enough of mommy time? You have a tickle spot in your paw as you're looking at your legs going crazy. That's funny. No? Oh, no then. No? What's up? Want to go back? Come here. Yes. Oh, there he goes. Yeah, push puppy language too. Like the tile getting hot. Okay. I'll put you back, see if you're quieter. Let's go, friend. Oh, you did. You got the hang of the clicker, I think. Just a little bit. Oof. Okay. Let me get my phone. He seems happier now. He just needs some alone time with mommy.